And welcome to WD Black Cup Season 3 Luna, exclusive for South Asian female professional players, powered by AMD, Esports partner Skyesports. We are here for the grand finals. The journey has been smooth for some teams, but roller coaster for some teams as well. With a full of heartfelt emotions, we are heading for the end of the show, so let's make it super exciting. It is grand finals, best of 5 between Asteria and Elstrix. I myself, Star Tanya, alongside me. It is Zach, but Zach, today the question won't be about excitement because we both know we certainly are. Whom do you think stands the extra thin line of chance of winning this tournament?
Honestly, I have no clue because both of these teams have been putting up a phenomenal performance so far in this tournament. The last time that Elstrix and Asteria faced off, it was a best of three, and Asteria took the win. But it was really, really close because the first game it went all the way to overtime. The second game was a little bit of a domination coming in from Elstrix, and the third game was something like 13-11 or 13-10, which was close again. So both these teams, when they've clashed before, it's always been really, really close. So I don't think that it's going to be easy for either of them to win. Historically, sure, Australia has the advantage, but Elstrix, we've seen them play up against multiple teams in this tournament. We've seen them beat OG, we've seen them beat WB, and all these teams which have also stood a good chance against Australia before. So they will be looking for some vengeance today as we head into this best of five, and I'm really excited to see how this is going to play out, especially with the fact that Elstrix do have if they are going to be fielding one of their players today who we saw playing in the last matchup, which is going to be Kohaibi. I'm really excited to see how she's going to be doing it because Kohaibi, she's one of the best players, I would say, for the side in the SEA scene right now. And in the South Asia tournament, I'm going to see what she's going to be doing against a team like Asteria.
Definitely. My eyes will be there on Kohaibi about how she's going to perform against, because previously when they were battling against each other, when they had best of three, Asteria winning away the first slot in the grand finals, they did not have Kohaibi then. But now having Kohaibi in the picture, this is going to be a little different. That is what my assumption is, though results are always different from what casters' assumptions are. Yesterday itself, we were talking about that casters' curse is even worse than anything else in the world. So let's make it sure that wish a lot of luck to both the teams, Elstrix as well as Asteria. But what are these teams fighting for is the question, and here we have the answer. The prize pool for the entire tournament of WD Black Cup Season 3, especially Luna, total prize pool is 3,000 US dollars. The winner, the title owner, the crown champion will take away the lion's share of 1,000 US dollars, and for second place that is 450 US dollars. Third and fourth place are going to take away $275 each. For fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, $200 each. But my eyes will still be on the MVP from the beginning of the season until the end, which is today. My eyes are going to stick to who takes away the title of MVP.
I mean, looking at the teams which have made it to the final so far, it is probably going to be one of the players from each of these teams. Even though I think for the side of Orangutan, Casper is one of the players with the highest number of kills in ACS. If you consider in today's matches statistics as well, it's going to make things better for the people who are still playing in the tournament, right? So going by that kind of consideration for the side of Asteria, I think it's going to come down to a competition between Muffin Loop and Meow 16K, both of whom have been insane, especially Muffin Loop on that jet. And we saw Meow 16K on a variety of things. We saw it on the chamber, we saw it on the KO, and all of these. All of this time she has been performing insanely well. So for the side of Asteria, the MVP might be one of these players, and on the opposite side, it is going to be probably Capricious or PT taking it home because both these players have been MVP for their teams before. Let's take a look at how the journey of these teams so far before they ended up in the grand finals. For Asteria, it was a fairly straight route. They haven't lost a single game so far. They haven't lost a single series so far. They have dropped some maps to teams, especially L Streaks here. But overall, they have managed to make their way to the grand finals without too many issues. And they have been in the upper bracket the entire time. Elstrix, they've only lost to one team before this, and that is going to be Asteria, the team they're going up against today. And it was a really, really close series as well. So you want to, keep in mind that even if they've lost before, I doubt they are going to be losing again, and they're determined to win it all and take it home. Like you mentioned, that grand prize of $1,000, Staria. So definitely it is going to be a really good competition. And looking at the teams which they've defeated so far, Wisteria, Bancrofty, we saw some insane players like Cat Auntie as well as Inchi and practice toward this tournament. And as for the side of orangutan as well, that was a team that performed really really well in this tournament. So the fact that they managed to take down these teams to be here today, it shows that they're no one to take lightly.
Then they don't want to take lightly. And talking about Asteria, though they do have that straight for going ahead, getting grabbing the very first slot into the grand finals. But talking about El Streak, it was always a roller coaster. Winning one, losing one, again showing a comeback, winning it out, again losing. So with that sort of a play, they have made sure of achieving to at least making sure of to reaching towards the grand final, the only second slot available. So the fight is not exactly of the equals, one having the smoothest journey. That is what I said, mentioned for the start, for the introductory phase. And talking about El Streak, they have got new players here. They have got a bumpy ride where they had to face off Asteria taking a L. And now are we going to see a revenge battle coming in? Because once you lose against a team, you want to make sure you prove yourself, you win against them. So my eyes are going to stick about if they are going to change their roles, switch their play sets, mindsets. But one thing is for sure, I want to see Meow 16 as a duelist, because she did a commendable work on the map of Bind being raised.
Definitely, Meow 16K on Rays is truly a pleasure to watch because she's just so insane with that timing when it comes to satchels. She doesn't care. She just goes in, and the rest of the team is able to play off of that very, very well, I would say. So, Meow 16K on Rays is definitely something to watch. I think that one of the most shadowy players this entire tournament, though, has been Eluvu. We haven't seen her playing with Asteria before. I think that she's a recent pickup, or she's just playing with them for the duration of this tournament, but she's pretty insane. Again, for those who don't know, she is Pakistan's first female Radiant player, and she has been showing it off with her plays on KJ and Chamber. You think that when you're playing a Sentinel, you're not gonna be the one with the most number of first bloods or anything, but it is gonna be her holding down the fort. But let's take a look at the map veto for today's best of five between Asteria and Team Elstrix here. The first map we have for the day is going to be Asteria's pick of Haven. The second map is going to be Breeze. Third is going to be Ascent. Fourth is going to be Bind, and last it's going to be Icebox for the decider map. Now, Asteria, they've gone with their usual comfort picks of Haven and Ascent. I don't think they've been defeated on either of these maps so far. In fact, Ascent was a 13-0 against Team Lethal Esports Nix here. On the opposite side, it is going to be Elstrix taking Breeze and Bind. We saw Elstrix play against Team WB on Breeze, and they put up an absolutely dominating performance. On Bind as well, against Assyria, they had a 10 to half. But unfortunately, Assyria made a comeback, and that was going to be a 12-14 at the end of it. So I think that this time they've still selected Bind. They've gone for it, and they think they've known their mistakes. They're going to be learning from them and taking it forward. And of course, if we do have a 2-2 on these four maps, it's going to be Icebox that's the decider here.
And I'm very sure of none of the team is going to let it loose. None of the team is going to make sure that there's going to be a clean sweep of 3-0. So we are going to witness a 3-2 score line. At least that is what my prediction is. If you had to predict, I would assume that you would also predict the same, because talking about the maps, Heaven and Ascent Esteria is one of the home ground that we talk about. Talking about Breeze, we haven't witnessed before except for El Street playing against Busher area. But without any delay, we are ready with the agent selection on the very first match of the grand finals. Make sure you support your favorite player, your favorite team in the chat section, because your motivation is the key to success of your favorite player. And
I think
talking
that it is
about Elstree, Uzi Buzi going ahead as a breach. We have spotted that. Dreams are and going for a Sentinel. Capricious once again, duelist, and PT, the ace girl, the only ace girl of the entire tournament. Once again picking Soa, and we have got Tanisha as a controller Omen today. To counter that, we've got Meow as a Omen as well. Let's see who is going to counter whom. And Shreyu as a Sky, not an Omen. What's your call here, Zach?
I'm really interested to see this because usually it has been Shreya consistently playing that initiator, and the fact that Britzy has gone in for the breach rather than the SOA, the fact that they're not running a SOA itself is really interesting because the last time Asteria ran this team comp, they didn't do very well. They lost 6-13 to the side. In fact, the same team they're playing against. And the fact that they're still choosing to run this comp rather than running their comfort picks, it either shows that they're feeling very confident today or they have something in mind that didn't work out that day. Either way, though, it is going to be. I'm really interested to see how this is going to work out because when you're running double initiator like Sky and Breach, it does give you a lot of aggression, but it's going to make holding a site even after you take it really hard. So if the side of the defense, if the side of Elstrix is going to be playing this smart, if they are going to try and hold on to the site and play retake rather than lose one or two plays initially, it's going to be really easy because they have Dreams on the Killjoy, which means you're going to have a lockdown a lot of the rounds. You have PT for information with that Sova recon, so pivotal on this map, and you have Uzi Boozy, who can really help clear out a lot of corners with her flash and her aftershock. So I think that if the side of Elstrix can play for a side retake, which they are very good at, by the way, as we've seen in this tournament so far, it should be pretty good for them starting off on defense here. After all, this is Asteria's pick, but they did choose defense for a reason, and they must have a game plan going in for it.
For sure, they do have something built up in their mind, the story that they have to create for themselves against Team Elstrick. Same goes for Team Asteria. But my eyes are totally going to be on Shreya, not as Omen. Rarely do we see Shreya going for any other roles, for any other aim. So my eyes are going to stick to that. But talking about double initiator pick, as you mentioned about, that is going to come on both the ends. So let's see how what best of the information can be accumulated and what best of the results can be delivered here. The ghost, the frenzy, one ghost and one frenzy will be spotted on Team L Streak, and on the other side it is only Muffin having a sheriff rest all going for the classic. Well, for sure, right click will be the savior for the close range battles.
I mean, nothing is as powerful as a right click when it hits somebody in the face. It's taken on people with Vandals and Operators before because it does 156 if you get the perfect headshot in. But nevertheless, do not count out these upgraded weapons. It's going to be Capricious who has managed to cross over down that short angle, and they might not expect her here. If she manages to pick this out, she might be able to get a kill or two. But Asteria, they're not going to be pushing into this deadly crossfire. It's going to be Meow 16K who's trying to lurk her way up C-Long. Both the Omens so close to each other on the minimap, but it's going to come down to who checks who first. And Tanisha, she seems content to be patient here and see if anybody's going to be coming up C-Long. So far, everyone is playing extremely passive here. There is going to be a garage push coming in right now as the Sky Trailblazer will be used. A lot of Killjoy utility will give away to the players here as well. And Dreams up, she will clear this. Tanisha will get the first pick, but Mia will get the trade. And that is going to be Dreams are getting one, but being traded out by Shreyuvu. 3v3 right now, and the C-side is available. In the meantime, though, the spike seems to be rotating back towards A as Muffin Loop. Look at her position here. She's locked all the way to ACT, and she can definitely get quite a few kills here on this rotation as the spike should be going down on A side shortly.
30 Spike is on the move, and it is also on the verge of getting planted. Shreya not delaying even for a single second. The spike has been planted, and then Flash has given enough information about how and where the opponents are coming in through the CT. Shreya holding a good angle, but Meow 16 has got a long covered. And as soon as Capricious takes an entry here, it is going to be a lot of chaos. Paranoia on the verge of using all the smokes, but nothing utilized yet. Meow taking down Capricious, reducing the defenders to only two players remaining. 3 versus 2. Two players trying to get an entry. Flash shall be utilized, and this is where exactly Muffin Loop Sheriff will come into the action, not only one, but with the double, the very first round, the pistol round, going into the favor of Team Asteria. A good start, and Eluvu as well as Britzy are going to go ahead with a Spectre. Now, that is already a round one because it is going to be a classic against SMG.
I mean, you can never count it out because if people walk into enough shorties and right clicks, they are going to be dropping the specters. And once even two of them drop, that's going to be make things very rough for Asteria. But mostly you're right because when these teams do go in for this force buy, it does work out in their favor often. And this is interesting to see that the side of Elstrix have not opted to go in for a stack here. They are going to be still playing split. Shreya will start things off with that guiding light towards Garage to see if she can find anybody. But look at Tanisha's position here. She's locked all the way up to this cubby with the judge, with a bucket, with a shorty. But unfortunately for him, Meow 16K is gonna catch her off guard. Uzi Boozy will peek off the turret, will do a little bit of damage, but will not get the kill. That C-side open, and that's gonna be the spike going down for free yet again. Shreya holding down the mid, getting another pick here. And it's going to be Muffin Loop, though, who gives the first pick away, and that's going to be a Sheriff picked up. However, the other players on the team do have Spectres remaining, so this might not be much damage here as the retake is on.
Dreams and the angles and the shorty can never be forgotten no matter
enemy
what.
remaining.
They are trying to get you triple, and she successfully got one, went for the fourth, could not confirm. Capricious with a classic was able to take her down, and Sky will be able to regrow the HP of the teammates, but not for herself, and that is the only drawback. Capricious alone. Will she be able to get that 1v3, or is she going to go ahead and save her Spectre? I think she's trying to run away, not picking the battle, realizing that the threat is real and there's no point picking up the battle. But on the course, she's trying to get at least one frag if possible, and she won't be able to get that as well. It is Elimu putting shut down to Capricious, second consecutive round, and it was a Spectre buy, so they did have an upper hand here. But now let's see who's going to have an upper hand, because on the side of L Streak, we are going to witness lots of AR, Phantoms, and Vandals in the mix, and this was the ouch moment coming in from Meow, because exactly the player turning the face to go ahead, give a smoke, and Meow catching her off guard and confirming the frag. And Shreya was in best of the momentum with total of 3 frags.
It is going to be Shreya leading the scoreboard right now and already has her Seekers ready as they try to capitalize on this round. A little bit of economic damage done by the side of L-Streaks, but not too bad. Now, not looking too bad to the side of Asteria here. Shreya pushing into people, multiple people there with guns, and Capricious is going to open things off with that headshot onto Lupier. Shreya will be taken down as well with the backup from PT. Already 2 players down for the side of Asteria. Things are looking very good right now. Easy as well, playing towards here, but will peek at the wrong time, and Eluvu will take her down. Gonna be a 4v3 right now. Meow clearing out corners on the seaside, and Tanisha will hear this.
Shadows traveling.
Footworks has heard sure, and they've already managed to get the
Spike
control over the
planted.
side. Britzy planting the spike, and it is going to be 3 versus 5. Upper hand for the members is going into the hands of Team L Streak. Smoke is also placed right on point to avoid any vision, and I don't think the vision is clear whatsoever. But Meow losing the patience is trying to go ahead. Britzy on the force is going to use the concussion. Meow going impatient is going to get him one fracture. A good push. Cloudburst will save for a while, and Capricious on the course will be able to take down Britzy. Sticking to tap is going to be very, very risky, and it is going to be a finisher from Meow. The risky, the restlessness, the impatientness from Meow 16 paid off thoroughly, going to flank immediately. It was the fight of the equals. Indeed, I would say this round was not the fight of the equals, because there were some specters on the on side of Asteria, but it was all about ARs on side of L Streak. So this battle one was a humongous one.
It was definitely an insane round coming in from the side of Asteria there, especially off of Eluvu's 3k. Really, really phenomenal gameplay coming in from her, and that is going to win Asteria that bonus round here, even with the Spectres and stuff. Capri is just trying to go in for the Blade Storm here. Only player with anything to do damage, because everybody else is going to be stuck in on those pistols.
Yeah, with the pistols, they have got the vision trail. Blazer sent towards the sewers to get the information, but before that, Tanisha will be able to take down Eluvu. Doesn't need a free weapon, and not attempting to go ahead get the free weapons. They are pushing in. Seekers used right on time to force the players outside the side. Once again, they are going to get a control over the side. Regrowth will be used immediately. PT waiting with an angle with the sheriff. Let's see how everything is going to work out here. Dreams are ready with the shotgun. Dreams are once again double doors, shotgun, and a corner. A very risky play, and spike will be planted by Britney here.
That is going to be yet again a free plant on the seaside. I like how Meow 16k is just walking in every single round. This is the 4th round in a row that she's managing to do that and get seaside for free. And it is going to be the clock ticking, a 4v3, a 4v5 retake in fact. It is going to be some utility invested as well. And Gold Capricious will take down Meow 16k, Shreya with the trade, so it's going to be a 2v3 right now. And the trade stop trying to get another player, the Blitzy will get it down. All down to PT in a 1v1. Muffin Loop in garage, spike planted for her. It's gonna be PT who knows her location as well right now as the defuse tries to come through. Muffin, she's too smart to fall for this. All she has to do is play time. And that is going to be another round for Asteria, because there is no time to defuse the spike, and that is going to be 0-4.
PT with the triple. And the time was the key of essence here. Fourth consecutive round going into the favor of Team Asteria, playing quite dominant on the attacker side. And this is defender friendly map. And now, if they are able to pull the trigger right on time on the on the defender side, I think they are going to do commendable work here. PT with the sheriff, she was able to get those frags, she was able to get those finishers, but unfortunately, the time is always the key where you have to watch out for. Be right on time. PT again the top fragger, but look at Capricious having an operator, a jet, but half shield because of the economy that they are not able to retain, not able to maintain. On the other side, everybody is trying to move ahead hand in hand, particularly a controller and an initiator, Shreya and a Meow.
I think that this round it is going to have to be do or die for the side of Team Elstrix here, because they are already 4 rounds behind and they are on defense, and this is a map that is known to be rather attacker friendly as compared to defense here. So looking at the ultimates available, they do have Dreams as lockdown for retaking it, as well as PT's Hunter's Fury. There's not much that can really break Dreams as lockdown here either, unless you count the aftershock. So definitely they will want to try and capitalize on that. They can play pro spawn as well as manage this stuff if necessary. On the opposite side, though, it is going to be Capricious, who has that operator as well. It's going to be Elivu who can counter that, though, because she does have that 2 to force available if she chooses to use it. And finally, Britzy, she has that Rolling Thunder. A lot of ultimates available here for both these teams. It's going to come down to who can use it better and who manages to hold on to the site after planting it. The thing that Elstrix really needs to notice is Meow 16k, because 4 rounds so far, she's managed to get a free entry onto C somehow. And while they've been trying to retake it, the site is just gone by then and the plant is too open to do anything about. So yeah, that is going to be the major issue. Capricious, again, all the way down towards short, will be hit by that concussion, but I don't know if they expect a position here. Might be able to catch Britzy if she's lucky, but so far, no kills coming in for each team.
This is the play of patience now. No push through C. They have realized they cannot go it all over. Look at the crosshair already set by Team L Streak. A smart move already. Tanisha is holding a good angle, but Meow will deny, will put a shutdown to this crossfire, getting 1 frag each. This was one of the moment to watch out for this particular round. When you have this sort of a crossfire, you tend to get at least 1 pick. Who would have wondered? Who would have questioned? The 2 players are going to peek it at a time, and it has Muffin Loop this time, taking down Uzi Boozy. PT trying to go ahead, take a push here. With the operator, not able to take the flag, but PT Shaw will be using Hunter's Fury, taking down Shreyu. With that, Shreya's elimination. There's no hero in the team. Capricious, it was a jet against a jet, and Capricious with the operator did have an upper hand here, was able to get that frag, reducing it to a 2v3 affair. But once again, time is the key of essence, and the timely play of Team Asteria is just working right. There's nothing that can show right down a story of comeback.
I mean, that was a really, really good round coming in from Asteria, especially Meow 16k. There is just something about Meow 16k on that Omen in that seaside, and every round, usually it's just been her sneaking in. This time she actually gets 2 kills, gets a kill along with Shreya, sorry. And the stab by Muffin Loop as well. What a shot coming in from her. That's going to be a really good round for Asteria. Sure, they managed to do some damage economically, but they don't have to worry about money. Asteria is rich right now, and they managed to get the Hunter's Fury as well out of PT. That is really, really huge. It is, in fact, going to be the side of Elstrix who are going into a little bit of a panic, and they are going to be taking a tactical pause to figure out what exactly they're doing wrong and how exactly they can play better. Because right now they're bleeding rounds, they're bleeding money, and they don't really have much in the way of ultimates to work with either, except for the lockdown from the side of Dreamsa. And I think that they should be going in for a force buy right now, because 2 of the players do still have guns. They have the operator as well in play. If Capricious can start things off, get a couple of kills for her team, that is going to put them in a little bit of an advantage there. Otherwise, Asteria, they are dominating this so far.
They are utterly dominating, because 5-0, 5-0 into the map of grand finals. That is the last thing you would personally expect. Anybody on the viewer side as well would expect, and particularly talking about L Streak, they haven't been this sort of a player. I don't know what strategy is going wrong for them. They have taken a pause. Now we can expect some change of play set, some change, some mindsets also being changed. And the crosshair particularly on the side C, which you mentioned over and over time. They're getting a free entry even after losing two players there. They're still managing to get the side entry. I don't know how they are able to do it, but they are
Shadows
masters of
traveling.
C. Now realizing they need to also change their strategy, they are going for side A,
Veto.
where Dreams is waiting. No shotguns used here. Fault line will be used. Nobody is spotted here. Nobody is contested here. But the dash of Muffin Loop will be spotted, and Dreams will be able to take down Muffin. Now that is huge.
Worthless.
More than that, though, that's going to be a really, really unfortunate paranoia from the side of her own teammate, because that is going to take Dreams down. That's going to mean there's no lockdown available. And look at this ultimate from Meow 16k all the way in heaven. I don't even know if they expect her here, because that is going to be PT spotted and taken down. The operator will hit Meow 16k, but if she's not careful about falling down, oh, she escapes somehow and will stay alive with 5 HP. Which is huge, because, you know, if she can get near Shreyu, it's going to be a kill coming through. Beautiful shot from Enugu onto Uzi Puzi. Again, just 2 players left right now with a Phantom as well as an operator. And while 2 players for the side of Asteria are really low here, the time is ticking, and the retake seems to be almost impossible because they're not giving peaks here. We'll get 1. It's going to be a 2v3 right now, but the save is still ongoing here, as it's just the operator left right now. And Capricious, running for her life, takes a little bit of damage, but she should be able to save this operator if she's lucky. And nope, Eluva's gonna get the headshot, and it's 6-0 for Asteria. What a round.
Teleport's ready.
What a round, and the half on the attacker side is already over. 6 rounds down, 6 more to go. Let's see if this is the way Team Asteria is going to move ahead. And we really never knew that Shreya could have been such a beautiful initiator as well. Though Meow was caught off guard, peeking towards the heaven side, and that is exactly where Tanisha was able to get her down. And on attempt of getting the second frag, she was also spotted, and it was a clear-cut elimination. But it was sad
Right
for
there.
Capricious, who used a dash, went away, but still got spotted, and there was nothing that could save her operator. That was a loss for sure. But for now, we would be the side where they're trying to push in. Capricious trying to go a little too aggressive, because least wanted, and Elovu is going to pick advantage without a doubt, taking her down.
Again, Dreams' position here, it's gonna mean a lot if she's not spotted, but Shreya will spot her, and that's gonna be a headshot on her. A little bit unfortunate, and that's gonna be the A side open again. Just 1 player left on it. I don't know if there's much she can do here. And nope, Shreya's gonna take her down as well. It's all down to Tanisha and Sova here, trying to get that kill. Tries to get the shot. Muffin will take her down. All PT. All alone. 1v5.
All alone, 1v5, saving the weaponry. But what was the weapon that was to be saved? And Bridge was walking through the flow trap, and Muffin Book will be taken down by PT, getting an opportunity to collect a Vandal, and PT is going to make sure she gets one using the Recon Dart. 1v4 is very difficult to clutch, but the best part is losing yourself, it's fine, but taking down at least 2 more players is equal to taking away their weapons. Again, stuck in a slow trap. And the placements of slow trap are pretty unpredictable every single time. Taking the second on the attempt, on the verge of getting a triple, but I'm afraid if she's going to get one, Britzy making move away from the spike, and spike will blast. With that, it is the 7th consecutive round for Team Asteria, playing dominantly well.
I mean, I swear, every round they get a pick and then they just get the sight. It's really insane. And this from Dreamsa was really unfortunate, because she was trying to trigger discipline. She could have gotten one, but it's not even going to be one, as Shreya will spot her. PT, she's going to be able to save that gun and light armor. Even though it was an eco, it is going to be, you know, her getting that armor upgrade as well. And Capricious finally able to get an op again. 3 else to play with. This is a round that they should really try and win, because otherwise it's gonna look really, really rough here. Capricious on that box towards C-Long, doing her best to see if anyone's gonna be aggressing that. But so far it's gonna be just Meow 16k playing close. She can get an entry in the smoke. On the opposite side, it's going to be Shreya on the garage, using a Trailblazer to see if she can bait out some traps and stuff. Capricious with a little bit of jump. I think that Meow 16k will hear that. PT's drone is going to spot at least 1 player, and finally, Meow will be stopped towards that C aggression here, as Capricious will take it on the block.
Getting in track the P2P2, moving out of sight, saving the self. Capricious trying to have a look on the long. Let's see what is Woozy Boozy up to. Site B will be the Ascent right now. Flash used wisely, may forcing Fritzy away, and so the turret will be destroyed. Low in HP at this point of time. flash will be used once again. Eluvu will take down Capricious, and it is all up to the last man standing. And this is the time that we can say finally the very first round going into the hands of Team L Streaks on the defender's side. And I don't know what worked. I think what did not work for ST, I have answer for that. They did not stick to A or C. They went for the mid push. That did not work for Asteria. But what worked for L Streak was an utter chaos, because on the defender side you are going all split. No, there's only one player taking care of double lows, which is Dreamza, who's taking care of B right now. I think the mix and the switches is working good.
Definitely, the switch is helping that, and of course, Capricious skill onto Meow 16k is really important because not only is that presence towards C eliminated, it also ensures that the smokes aren't available for any kind of infiltration. In the meantime, it's going to be Tanisha getting that kill and be able to fall back with that shadowed step, and that's going to be the advantage starting off on the side of Asteria here. Muffin trying to do some spam damage, but Tanisha will stay alive. It is going to be the smokes coming through and the push deterred here. Asteria though, they still want to hit A. They aren't going to be stopping Tanisha. Going upwards towards an aggressive angle. With C, she'll be able to commit an ult here. Along with 3 ults committed to take the A side.
Counter rolling Thunder as well, Seekers as well. Ultimate fan coming in from both sides. With that, also the flag that coming to the action. Capricious with that finisher towards Muffin Loop, using the operator Eluvu, trying to go towards the sewers. Could have spotted PT, missed that vision, and Ritzy going with the flash, and not allowing. Time is once again the key of Ascent. Last player will also be put to shut down, and this is the time they get the chance to retain their operators. And second consecutive round going into the hands of Team L Street. Appreciative play, but still a long way to go.
I mean, it's a start, we managed to keep 3 players alive like you mentioned, and they did manage to get a lot of ults out of Asteria. So that is definitely going to be in their favor as well. Looking at this, it's going to be PT who gets a kill towards Garage, and again, a lot of damage being done. You can see in the replay that both of these consecutive rounds, they have been played very similarly, with aggression coming in from the side of both of these teams, but the first pick going in the favor of L Streaks here. They still have Dreams as locked on, as well as a Blade Storm for the Jet. So if they want to retake a little bit more aggressively, Capricious can pop it. On the opposite side, it is going to be Eluvu who has the Tour de Force still available, as well as Muffin Loop on the Blade Storm. Also going in for the op, which is very interesting because usually, when you're on attack, Muffin Loop doesn't go in for the op. But she is still going to be doing that. Ooh, and Tanisha gets the timing perfect here as she crosses. Tries to go past, but she doesn't expect Muffin on the op, and that is going to be the trade coming through that. Meow still towards C here, and there is going to be PT who's playing really close here. If Meow peeks into this, that's going to be Capricious getting the kill. The TP across will be heard and told to a teammate. And either it's going to be an actual TP or a fake TP. And Meow is trying to bait this out, seeing if anybody is close here. And she has to clear this close angle first, because I think she expects somebody to be here. Smoke's coming through as well for C and Garage, and it is going to be a C push. Meow though checks this, will get the kill. 3v4 right now. And let's see if Asteria can take the C side if they want to.
Nobody can survive against Meow in this tiny cabin near to the sea long. I think Meow is very well aware about how to take care of that holding. So right now she's able to manage getting one frag, and also they've got the advantage of players right now. 4 players intact. Side A will come under control, and there's nobody to stop them, at least not yet. They are going to plant the spike immediately. It is going to be 4v3. Retake coming to the action, and it is Dreamza who's trying to get a peek, and Blade Storm coming to the action right on time. Let's see what are the plannings. And it is also the lockdown, but Muffin Loop has her own plan. Post plant, and lockdown will be destroyed.
Yep, it is going to be the lockdown gone. 2v4 retake attempt right now, and one player is super low here. Muffin will take down Uzi as well. It's gonna come down to just Capricious in a 1v3. Will get 2 though, still has very good HP, and both the players are kind of far away. The paranoia will come through, but it's gonna be the attempt to stick it just coming through, and a little bit of a whiff from Meow. But nevertheless, the round going in the favor of Asteria yet again, finally regaining their momentum. 8-2 right now, a massive lead.
A massive lead, but at least some victory spotted here. It was a clean sweep coming in. 6-0 somewhere. 7-0 also did happen, but then we did see 2 victories. Again, we are witnessing that it is 8-2 right now. Muffin Loop with the operator. Blade Storm has already been utilized in the previous rounds, used very wisely, but Blade Storm will be spotted on the side of Capricious this time. Operator, Blade Storm, and Capricious. Let's see how everything will function. Well, Preeti will go ahead can, and the player has been spotted. Player A was spotted for a while. They are aware that side A will be pushed, and concussion will not be affecting anyone. PT's this angle looks a little risky to me and can be taken down very easily. With no flash for Shreya, it is all about Trailblazer. What information can she acquire? And Tanisha as well as Caprice is on the move towards side A. Trailblazer also comes towards the utilization, and PT will be left unspotted. Now, that was the last thing that should have happened. Tanisha, on the other hand, Meow 16 and Tanisha will go one-on-one, and Meow will not get the opportunity to get the frag. C master for sure, Meow, but B still yet to be mastered.
I mean, unfortunately for Meow 16K, she was too distracted by the turret, and it is going to be her taken down. Capricious as well will make Eluvu pay for it as she peeks right into the op. 3v5 right now, things looking favorable for the side of Elstrix here. Ritzy will spot a player towards backside, but Dreamza, she's not going to give it to the bait. She knows that's a breach, and you don't want to be lying in the path of the breach here with the flashes and the tremors coming through. It's going to be the smoke coming through as well from Talisha. A little bit lopsided, but it will do the job deterring the push here. Only 30 seconds left on the clock. Asteria, they have to go forward. They have to try and plant the spike here, but it doesn't seem like it's happening because the C side has not one, but 2 players on it. And Tanisha, she's pushed out mid as well. That is just probably going to be a save coming in for Asteria. They would try to want to get as many kills as possible to be sure that they can do some economic damage for the side of Elstrix. But apart from that, it is just going to be Shreya. Caught in the open.
Standing.
Yep, taken down. Just Muffin Loop left to save the op. All alone here. Seeing if she can get a kill. But Tanisha, she's just going to walk away.
Last round in the half.
She is going to walk away. Now the score lines, either it can be 9-3 or it is going to be 8-4. Let's see who's going to make sure that they get the victory towards the final on the defender's side as well as on the attacker's side. And talking about Muffin Loop, once again going ahead with the operator. Iluvu going ahead with the Spectre only. They don't have any funds to spare right now. And yes, Spectre is upgraded to Bulldog. That is much more than necessary. Capricious will be the number 1 fragger with the Blade Storm still left unused.
You want to play? Let's play.
Got your default activated with first save for past 2 rounds. If I'm not mistaken. Meow will also go ahead and use away her ultimate and getting a site entry. See, is their home ground for the map of heaven. That is what I personally feel. Little do they know, there's Uzi Boozy waiting for anyone to make a mistake and move unknowingly. Let's see if that is going to be a case of scenario. Wasting out flow trap, and it is going to be Tanisha trying to peek in and will be able to successfully take down Meow 16, getting a side control, planning the spike. But look at Eluvu's positioning. There's nothing that can stop Eluvu's tour de force. If at all there is a trap coming in, except for Hunter's Fury. That was a major miss as well. With the fact confirmed against Asteria's Meow 16, she gets her Hunter's Fury activated. The players are moving in. Eluvu taking down Uzi.
The diffuse is gonna be stuck, so Pros don't make. We've seen this before from Elstrix. We're seeing it again, and that is gonna bring a 4-8 half to the side of Elstrix here. Asteria, they do have a significant lead going forward, but that was the attacker's side. So let's see if Elstrix can put up just as strong as an attack, and it's not as bad as it looks, because if Elstrix, if they can get the pistol, that's gonna make it 6-8, and going forward, even if they lose one more round after that, it'll be weapons versus weapons, and they should be able to capitalize on that. Meanwhile, though, it is going to be side switch coming in right now, and I'm interested to see who is going to be playing where. Eluvu, it seems like she's going towards that C, because that chamber headhunter pistol can do a lot of damage towards that long angle, and yep, she's going to be putting her TP that and making her way towards C. She does have her traps as well towards B and mid, and that's going to leave a lot of players available to play towards the A side if necessary.
A lot of site available if necessary. Sure, without a doubt, both the flashes will be utilized, but they are pushing for C once again. There's nobody on C right now. C is totally vacant. A good false flash sent, a good false commitment shown, and getting the control over side C. And there's nobody. Immediate dash, and also they are going to plant the spike as early as possible. Dreams will be the one to plant the spike. Eluvu ready with the headhunter. Let's see if are we going to witness any one taps coming in. Traps will be destroyed as well. Realizing think Eluvu has realized that exactly this is where the opponents are, this is where the players are. A good positioning on all angles all angles are taken care of. So let's see if they are still going to maintain and continue on the attacker side, and they are going to gain the lead or at least make up for what they have lost, turning into 88. But Freya with the flash was working very nicely, but on the court, Ritzy will be able to take down Capricious,
One
and now
enemy
suddenly
remaining.
it is all turned to chaos. Last man standing will also be put to shut down. Ritzy taking down PT. With that, the defender's side, Foresteria, the very first pistol round going into the favor.
Changing plans.
Oh my god, for a second it looks so promising for the side of S-Streaks, especially after Dreamstar got 2 kills. One with a gun, one with the turret. But on site, the retake from Muffin Loop and Ritzy in conjunction with each other was too good, catching several players between them from the garage and the CT angle. And it is going to be Asteria taking the pistol here. They did get the plant. So if the side of L6 chooses, they might be able to go in for a force, but they're opting not to do that here. And this push from, Spawn was just really good here because there was 3 players coming, and that was a lot of damage done. Tanisha and Ritzy taking damage from each other and taking each other down. It is going to be a push towards the mid right now, as all of these players are waiting to see if anyone's coming through. So far, Assyria not playing super aggressively here, and it does seem like they want to rush towards B, but 2 players are waiting for them. Both Eluvu and Ritzy have a deadly crossfire here, and even though Capricious is trying to get the spike planted, yep, he will be able to get it down and dash out. So it is going to be a 5v5 right now. Britzy though will get the first kill onto Tanisha here. PT playing towards Garage, you're seeing if she can do some damage. And it's going to be Eluvu who taps the bomb to see if she can get the defuse. Now in fact trying to stick it. Shreya waiting here towards the CT. And Eluvu will get in the second one as well as Capricious gets one. 3v4 right now. And all the players super low for the side of L-Streaks and will be taken down. The force or semi-force did not work out. And that's 10th round for Assyria. Double digits in the club.
Enter the double-digit club 2 steps away towards the victory. That is what I always say, that when the team reaches towards 10-point marker, let's see how easy are those 2 steps going to be, or if L-Streak is going to create a hell right now and not allow them to reach so easily. But talking about the purchase history, we can clearly see L-Streak has got 1 hero handle to work out with, and other are all sheriffs and have shields for 3 players. On the other side, it is all about specters. Muffin once again sticking to sheriff. As soon as I say that, she is going for the marshal pick. Let's see how are they going to move in. And side A definitely looks a little extra committed, and they are going all over the map. Now this is very, very risky. Side C does look empty, but they do have the trap placed there, so not empty yet not empty.
There are some traps available, and that will give the information away if needed. But so far, it is going to be patience coming in from both these teams, seeing if the other is going to be making a mistake. That hasn't happened so far. And it's going to be PT who's making the move towards Garage here. Not much utility she has to deal with except for 1 chamber trap. And if that detects her, that's going to make things very rough. But she knows the position. She expects it. And she is going to be waiting to see if anyone's going to be peeking in through the window. Assyria, though, not planning to give any peeks. And she will break it. That's going to be the first sign of trouble towards Garage and C. Capricious as well making her way towards the seaside. And again, it's been left empty here. Seaside has a walk-in. There is a trap again, but it is going to be the site available nevertheless. Eluvu playing towards window. Ritzy coming for the backup, and that's going to be the spike going down onto the seaside here. In the meantime, Tanisha towards mid making a little bit of noise, but again, it is going to be a 5v5 retake attempt for Asteria. They have a lot of utility, they have all their players, and they do have those specters, because some of the players for the side of L-Streaks, they only have sheriffs, and that's going to be the first one. Now 16k taking down her fellow Omen.
They are kind of pushing through the double doors, but before the aggressor, that is attackers pushing in, it is always about Muffin Loop trying to hold a good angle, and also is able to take down the Precious already. The spike was on the verge of planting and was already planted. Ritzy sticking to defuse while all the battles happen. All the players staying alive. The defuse will successful though. Not only the success is there, but total of 11 rounds. 1 step away towards the match points, and I think it is a flawless performance coming in from Team Asteria, and all of Vandals except for 1 operator. Once again, it is Muffin on the defender side with the Jet trying to go ahead and use that operator. Eluvu, not playing since so long, is now the MVP for the Team Asteria.
she's definitely catching up because, so far it's been Meow 16K and Muffin Loop, facing off against each other saying, I'll get more kills, no, you get more kills. But it's going to be Eluvu today. We have seen her on Killjoy before do the same thing, but it's going to be her on Chamber this time on this map of Haven doing a fantastic job here. It shows that Asteria, they've really learned from their mistakes because last time they tried this double initiator comp, to be fair, I think it was Meow 16K on Sky and Shreya on Omen. They managed to swap it out, and now it's working really good. Yeah, Muffin Loop will be getting that first pick though, as Uzi Woozy makes an unfortunate peek that that's gonna be a 4v5 right off the bat. So close to match point here, and things are looking rough for L-Streaks. Tanisha watching mid to see if anybody is gonna be pushing through. But Meow 16K, she'll put down a smoke, and that is gonna be that angle closed off as well. Right now, Capricious is making the way towards the seaside here, but there is now one but two players waiting for her, and Elu will peek at the right time to get that pick. 3v5 right now. I don't even know if this is possible anymore for the side of L-Streaks to try and win this round here, Tanya.
They'll be able to win it with only 3 players
Spike
being alive.
down
And as
mid.
soon as I say that, the spike is also down and only 2 players are alive. Lockdown will be saved. Sure, PT will be able to get those early frags if at all they come. And the
Neutralized.
attempt to get 1 frag is successful, taking down Britzy. Meow walking through the smoke, and Trailblazer sent no information
30 seconds
whatsoever.
left.
I think not, but Paranoia will definitely blind the player, and also PT will be confirmed, so will be Rinza. With that, a triple finisher. Match point comes in with double
Match
ultimate.
point.
Indeed, it is a triple ultimate for Team Asteria, a step away from winning the map of Haven.
It is insanely close right now, and Asteria, they're putting up a power pack performance on this map. All of the players playing really, really well here. For example, look at Britzy. She is an initiator, and although she has the least kills on her team, it is going to be 7 assists coming in from her. Both her and Shreya doing a fantastic job with those flashes, as well as the rest of the utility here. And Elivu, she's just playing off of the raw firepower. And I think that really, for the side of L-Streaks, I think making a comeback at this point is very rough. The thing to note here is that this isn't their map pick, if I'm not wrong. It's going to be Asteria who does want to play Haven, and they've definitely gone back to the drawing board, made a couple of changes, and it's going to be them taking this map in a very convincing manner. The next map though, it's going to be L-Streaks who have to try and take it. It is going to be these, and Asteria, they've gone on to OT before against the side of WB. I think they've also lost against L-Streaks. I'm not sure, but nevertheless, they have looked a little bit rough on these before. So, on the other hand, the side of L-Streaks, they've looked extremely good on the same map. So, you will want to see that. But it's going to be Eluvo though in this last round, starting things off as Capricious pops the Blade Storm, tries to go in and get the kill with a dash, but it's going to be failing to do so. 2 more players still on that seaside. The rotation hasn't come in either. So, it's not like they can just rotate sides and try to get the spike plant. A little bit of a jumping from the back of the box. And it's going to be Meow 16K with that Omen ulting away towards A lobby for attention. And in fact, it's going to be falling back to C here. Meanwhile, the smoke from Tanisha coming here close. And it's going to be Tanisha who's going to try and push into it. But look at Meow's position here. Holding off this close angle. Getting that pick. That's going to be 3v5. Asteria looking to close this out as soon as possible. PT towards mid trying to make an impact. But nobody is biting. Asteria is playing this so perfectly, so cautiously. And they just want to close this out.
Variable removed.
So cautiously, so easily, so flawlessly. Lockdown still available, but how are they going to counter the lockdown with the aftershock being ready in terms of Britzy having it?
30 seconds
Let's see
left.
if they are willing to use or no with the split, and Muffin Loop trying to destroy the turret. The location has been compromised, but that is not going to matter a lot. Muffin with the Blade Storm trying to push it and realizing they are having the advantage. The clock is ticking against the favor of Team L-Streak, and this is exactly the delay of using the rolling thunder. The spike is planted, recon ball destroyed, but Muffin Loop looks a little aggressive, getting one and then getting caught and taken down. Seekers will be able to get the required information. They're sticking to defuse. It is Shreya who has to make sure she sticks until the end, and she is going to make sure. With that, the very first map of
Defenders
Haven
win.
going into the
Oh my
favor of Team Asteria. Not so easy, yet looks so flawless.
I mean, that was a pretty flawless and convincing win for Asteria. 13-4 is going to be the score after that half. And I don't think that Asteria lost a single round on defense there, because they really, really put up a phenomenal defense, a phenomenal show overall. And I think they'll be feeling very happy with themselves, because the last time Haven was their map pick as well, and they lost very badly. This time though, they've come back, they've redeemed themselves, and they are looking to close this tournament out as soon as possible, because that was a map that was very, very fast. And I don't think any of us expected it to be that fast. Let's take a look at the highlights to see exactly how Asteria managed to win this extremely quick and dominating victory here.
Side C was totally open for all, like open for the attack to join in the party, plant a spike, and have fun was off the agenda for Team Asteria. They were having side C under their control every single time, very easily, very flawlessly, without a doubt. They were able to win that pistol round. They were able to win those spectral round, and Tanisha trying to go ahead getting a smoke. And this Cubby was also a place where exactly realizing Mia was realizing there might be one or the other player, and she was able to take the players down. But one of the out plays where on the defender side they set a crosshair with Shreya as well as Meow taking a side entry and negating that crosshair. Indeed, they are able to accumulate both the frags. That was one of the most important facts for me on the side C, because that is not very easy to get that, but players of Asteria made sure to achieve that.
I think on side C, they were definitely having a lot of trouble during the defense with the side of Elchix here. And, even though multiple rounds, all these players were getting kills, Asteria managed to play time really perfectly. A lot of the rounds, even if all of the players of Asteria went down, there was still a lot of time. And we have to talk about Meow 16k, because even though Elibu might have the most kills for this match, it's going to be Meow 16k on attack who was so instrumental in managing to win it. The smokes were perfect, her lurks were perfect. And more than that, her entries were absolutely phenomenal, especially on that C side, like we've mentioned. It is going to be her making sure that 8-4 half was possible in the first place. And it took, I think, 7 rounds for the side of Ailstrix to even try and make sure that they could make it alive here. Elivu also doing a lot for a team, getting a lot of those picks really, really insanely. And yeah, it was just a really dominating attack half. Somehow, though, the side of Elstrix did manage to make a comeback and get quite a few kills. And especially the shot from Elivu on, there's a Jet holding an angle. I don't think anybody would peek into it, but Elivu was like, we have money, we have the rounds, we have the advantage. I'm just going to make sure they don't carry that operator into the next round. The aggression from Asteria was just really insane here because, even though they lost a couple of players, they knew that their teammates would trade and they were able to, make sure that their aggression was not punished, because the side of Elstrix, once a player went down, the sides were vulnerable and the trades were not as good. The rounds which Elstrix did were on defense. They always had players playing together, and that is exactly what won them. A lot of very interesting plays coming in as well, like that play from Tanisha there, who TP'd across and then TP's right back to get a kill. Little unfortunate this round because Tanisha, she could have gotten another one if she hadn't just tried to run, if she had used a shadow step instead to be safe. And of course, Meow 16k always checking that angle, proving that check your corners all the time is a very good policy to have.
And the policy for Capricious, peeking into the tiny pixels and getting those perfect headshots in lab, just paying off, I suppose. With that, it was a 8-2 score line for now, and it was Capricious and our operator, unstoppable one, sure. But Asteria had a counter for each and everything. Dreams was trying to sticking to defuse, and there was nothing that could have done anything else. Half defuse is already done, and sticking to defusal, and the defenders won this round. Sticking to defuse while there's so much of fight going on is so much of risk to take off to. Indeed, you are trying to go ahead and also bait yourself towards the defusal, that did not allow the teammates did not allow that happen. They did not allow the elimination of the diffuser. So I think the vocal conversation between the players was just on point. The synergy was just on point, and here they did manage to reach the double-digit score, flawless 11 points. Last but not the least, over here they were also able to reduce the player 5 versus 4, but then Eluvu made sure of reducing it furthermore, and Meow through the window P was able to get a few more frags for herself.
I mean, definitely the performance from Asteria was just so much more consistent. And like you mentioned, the fact that multiple rounds they were just able to stick the spike because they trusted their teammates to be able to defend them. That was really, really wonderful to watch, because that kind of trust is really hard to build. And it shows that Asteria, the fact that they've been a team whose score has remained the same for most of this time. They've had the same 3 or 4 players playing for them since their inception, since Valorant came out, more or less, in fact. It just shows that these guys are really good at playing together as a team and doing a good job at that. They do have some new additions like Elivu, but Shreya, Meow 16k and Muffin Loop. Meow joined a little bit later, but Shreya and Muffin Loop have been here since the beginning, and that is going to be Asteria who do manage to take this map, and a very, very, very deserved win, because the way they played, it just seemed like they could make no mistakes. They made very few, and even if Elstrix was quick to punish, they didn't seem to have enough innovative plays of their own. Asteria, they always got that first pick. They always managed to get a lot of damage done. And it is going to be a little bit of pressure coming in now, because even though it's a best of 5, Asteria need to win 3 maps to take this home. They only need 2 more to do so. And it just seems like it's going to be a little bit rough for the side of Airstreaks. Breeze is the map. If they don't win it, it's going to, create even more pressure, but they do have a plan. And I think that we might even see Kohebi coming in. But before that, let's take a look at the scoreboard right now. Looking at it so far, it is going to be the MVP as expected, Eluvu for the side of Asteria. Now 16k very close behind with the 227 ACS of 2.1 KDA, and the rest of the players as well close behind. Everybody really performing insanely on Asteria and having a really good KDA ACS as well as just good team play coming in. On the opposite side, it is going to be the match MVP, in fact, being taken by PT here, who has the highest ACS so far.
Hi, Stacey. Yes, coming in from PT from her team, and even more than what LO has. But team support matters a lot. If we talk about KDA, Dreams Up, Nisha, Uzi Buzi, but not able to pick one frag every single round, and I think that did matter a lot. On the other side, if you have a look at the KDA, we do see all the players almost. If you talk about Shreya, if you talk about Britzy, they are closing towards two KDA. But Muffin, being a duelist, was able to get the site entry, was able to dash it in, and still very above 1 KD. I think the team support was the key here to win this round, and we can call it a flawless victory because 13-4 is a huge buffer to work out with, to play with, starting on the attacker side, creating that buffer. Never lost that range. They never allowed Team L-Streak to come even a step closer towards them. I think everything went just about right. Everything went just about fine, and the map of heaven is into the pockets of Team Asteria. But next map is going to be the map of Breeze, where we have seen Team L Streak winning away the map of Breeze with a blink of Breeze. So let's see if that is going to be the case of scenario or no. And over your agent selection is also going to matter a lot.
Agent select will come into play, and thinking about that for Breeze, there are a bunch of agents you can play, but more or less it's a constant. You will almost definitely be running a Viper as well as a Sova, and most likely a Chamber as well, because these are the best controllers. You might be seeing a Cypher instead of a Chamber, but overall, because of the tour de force as well as the Headhunter's range, a Chamber is preferred, especially when you have players like Eluvu as well as Dreams are. I'm actually surprised that Dreams are went in for the KJ on this map, because she is just so insane on that Chamber. And when she's not on the chamber, it just seems like she has a little bit more trouble. We have seen her on Omen as well doing a lot of work, but whenever she picks up that chamber, she's almost always MVP. So yeah, thinking about Breeze again, it is probably going to be Viper as well as Soa along with the chamber. You might see a Jet as well when it comes to a duelist. I think we've seen a Reina coming in before, but it might be these agents instead. You might see a Sky as well, a double initiator, always proving useful on a map like that. And there are a lot of combinations. We've seen some teams run Sage as well for that extra bit of defense here. So I'm not quite sure what exactly they're going to be going in for. If we do look at this, though, it's probably going to be a Viper versus Viper. We've seen that showdown multiple times before. We've seen it on Rose versus I think for the side of this, it was not Cat Auntie. I forgot who it was, but we've seen it in Rose versus Shreya. Shreya is one of the most scary Vipers, I would say. On maps like Icebox as well as on maps like Breeze. She's just always looking, always ready to make a play, and I don't want to go up against her because you never know where she's gonna be on Breeze, especially because sometimes she's lurking in mid, sometimes she's hiding behind the boxes, sometimes she's going to be just waiting to peek into you, and I don't know. Shreya's just really scary on Viper.
Let's see if she's going to go ahead and pick a Viper or no, because map veto is ready, as we have all seen it once. Let's repeat it, and it is going to be the selection of L Streak, the map of Breeze. They have won against Swisher Area, and they won it with a massive 13-5, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see if there is any strategy from Team Asteria that can counter Team L Streak on the map of Breeze, because I personally feel L Streak is comfortable on this particular map. So countering them might be the cause of concern. But after having a look at the map of Haven, now selected by Asteria Shore, won by Asteria Shore, but then still they were able to make sure that even on the attacker side, they were able to achieve those targets, and that is how they had never not even a single chance where they had to look back. So I would want to see that sort of a performance continued the entire day, if at all they are wanting to win the tournament. Even if they lose the momentum for a while, L Streak is a team with a lot of mind tricks and a lot of patience. Though the clock is ticking, we all know, but those mind tricks and tips always tend to work out on the map of Breeze, because there are several openings for each side.
there are a lot of points and a lot of things to defend. And Assyria, they will have to be careful about it. If they can manage it, if they have Elivu as well as players watching other angles. For example, if you have a chamber, you can just leave halls. You can put down one of your trademark traps, and if anybody does try to walk through it, it will give you that information, and you can play off of that. That's gonna be one less angle you have to watch. Another reason why chamber is a really good pick. You never see KJ anymore in Breeze, and that's because her util doesn't cover much area. Her lockdown doesn't help you take a site, and yeah, chamber's just gonna be overall better on this map. Cypher as well can give you that kind of information. Again, you can put a tripwire there. You can put one towards elbow. A lot of information you can get with the camera as well. There have been some cameras that people don't know where they are, and they just help so much when you're trying to retake the site on A or B. There are a lot of cheeky cameras that you can put down, and both these agents are going to look really good. But looking at the agents that these girls have been playing so far, I haven't seen a single Cypher yet. So I'm definitely excited to see number one, if we're going to be having a cipher, as well as who is going to be the better chamber here, because I think that Dreamza, she is going to be going in for that chamber and doing her best to put out a phenomenal performance. And on the opposite side, if it's going to be Eluvu, I genuinely don't know who will win. It's going to come down to who's having a better day and who has the better aim for the day as well, because both these girls are insanely cracked. Both of them have gotten MVPs on that chamber before, so it's going to be Eluvu versus Dreamza that I'm really, really looking forward to on Breeze, if it is going to be happening on that chamber.
Let's see if that is going to be Breeze or not, because if we talk about Breeze in particular, Chamber is one of the Sentinels that come into my mind. And talking about the score line for best of 5, it is 0-1 for Asteria side, and of course 0 for L Streak. Long way to go. The day has just begun. The grand finals has just picked up its pace, and long journey to follow. A lot of excitement expected, not only from the players but also from the viewers. Keep on showering the same and love and support towards the players you are supporting. And talking about the map of Breeze, if you had to pick any agent lineup, would you go for the double duelist or the double initiator setup here?
I mean, I always favor double initiator because I'm the kind of person who likes to lurk a lot. So if you have a double initiator coming in, you'll have a lot of information as to who is playing where and how many players are playing on each side. So you'll be able to know whether I should go this side or whether I should go that side. And I like having a lot more information in my pockets. So I would definitely favor, that initiator setup. However, though, when you have really aggressive players coming in and you just want to go in and kill everybody and not care, just flash dash and get side. If you're going to be playing like that, of course, double duelist is better. We've seen that multiple times from teams before. They have gone in for that double duelist and they've done a really good job. We've seen Jet and Reda coming in. We've seen Raze and Reda coming in, Raze and Jet from several teams in this tournament so far. And so far it's been 50-50. If you're aggressive enough and you can hit your shots, double duelist is a fantastic way to go. If you're not capable of that and you want to play a slow game, it's better to play a double initiator thing. The thing to note here is that I think Assyria is going to be starting off on defense here, and that's what they've chosen. So when they are doing that, it's always going to be an advantage if they do have that double initiator, because for them, they need the information more than anything else. They're not really going to be aggressing. Sure, Muffin might be going forward because we've seen it before from her, but if they're not going to be playing super aggressive, it's better that they go in for that double initiator setup, because you can, if you have a Sky, for example, you can flash towards doors, middle doors, and if anyone's playing mid, you can have a Sova for the recon for the same purpose. You can drone outsides if you're trying to get a retake, and a lot of utility that can generally be used for a lot of information, which will let you get kills off of it. I think that's going to be better for Asteria, though. However, for Elstreaks, you never know. They have taken double duelist and they've done a really good job with it before, so they might just opt to go in for it. But Tanya, what do you think? Do you think we'll be seeing a double Sentinel? Because so far we've seen Chamber and Siege coming in for some of the teams in this tournament. So do you think we'll be seeing that instead?
We can expect a double sentinel as well, because this is again going to be an attacker friendly map. So let's hope that if they get those sort of a lineup where they have double sentinel, so they can get an entire control of the site. But I'm afraid none of these players are going to use it. That is just our imagination that we're talking about. These players are, from what I assume and what they have been playing, double initiator, one duelist, one controller, one sentinel, and they are doing beautifully well with this sort of lineup. So I think they should be able to continue with the same playoff pattern. But what exactly is pinging my head? Shreya will be Omen anytime sooner, or is it going to be Meow taking all the responsibilities of Shreya? Because on the map of Breeze, we are going to expect Muffin going ahead with the duelist. Same goes for Capricious on the other side. Capricious is going to go ahead, pick up the duelist Jet. So the Jets are going to be insta locked without a doubt, but we can expect a Viper also popping in. But who will go for the Viper play? For sure, you mentioned Shreya is amazingly well on terms of Viper, but then is there somebody else who would want to go ahead, choose Viper? Because we have also spotted Britzy going Viper some days.
I mean, I've mostly only seen Shreya going in for the Viper. Britzy, she favors the Sova. I think I've never seen Britzy play anything that's not an initiator. Like 80% of the time she's on Sova. Sometimes, very rarely, she goes in for the
Yeah.
breach. I think one time I've seen her on the Sky, but most of the time it's been her playing that Sova. And Breeze is a map that really, really requires Sova, because there are a lot of times when you need all the utility. Like, for example, if you want to go in for a standard A side execute, you want to be able to recon backside, you want to be able to drone the close angles, and if you're trying to push halls or something, you want to be making sure that you're clearing out that instead as well. So Sova is one of those agents that I don't think you'll ever see people play Breeze without it, unless they're feeling really, really cocky. But yeah, it is going to be a definite pick coming in. So I think, yeah, Sova is that, and Shreya as well. I don't feel like anybody on Asteria really plays Viper. Sure, we've seen people come in on Omen or Astra, but Viper, I've never seen anybody except Shreya pick it up. Though I am excited to see her on Sky again, because she on Sky this game was really, really good. We saw the overgrowth healing coming in clutch multiple times, a lot of insane flashes being popped. But, you know, Viper is Viper and Shreya is Shreya for Asteria, so I don't think they'll be making a swap here. But on the opposite side, though, who do you think is going to be playing what? Because, like you mentioned, it's going to be Capricious on that jet. And Kohabi, if she comes in, we saw on the Sky the last time, so she'll probably be going
Yeah.
in for that as well. So, who else do you think is going to be playing what?
PT is going to be Soa for sure. We have spotted her playing Soa or Sage, and I think she's better at Soa compared to what she has done on Sage side. So I'm still waiting for that to continue because PT has taken ace, both the aces being a Soa. So let's hope that we are able to witness one more ace on the grand finals day. But will Asteria allow that is going to be a question, because Asteria is also a player who immediately tries to trade off a player's loss, and they have been successfully managed to managing it on the map of heaven. Yes, but Breeze is Elstreak's home ground. So now playing on the opposite side, home ground, it is going to be a little more than difficult for Team Esteria to give a counter. Let's go for the head-to-head conversation here.
It is going to be a comparison between Asteria's Meow 16K and Elstrik's Oozy Boozy. So, talking about Oozy Boozy, we've seen her on Sky, we've seen her on Breach mostly. I think on Ascent she plays Sky, and I think one time we've seen her on Sova. So, she is going to be the initiator player for the side of Elstrik's here. And I don't know that her ACS might not seem like much, but her KDA, that's an insane 100 coming in so far. I think that's one of the top assists we've seen in any kind of tournament, and that goes to show that even if she doesn't have the kills, she is going to be having the utility usage that's going to enable her team to win so far. And look at the first splits for both of these girls, a resounding 16, because neither of these players usually play duelist. Both Meow 16K and Uzi Wuzi, they usually go in for support players. Talking about Meow 16K, we've seen it on the Omen, we've seen it on the KO, and I think we've seen it on the Chamber. So the fact that both of these girls have that much of a first blood ratio, that many kills to their name, that's just really, really insane.
That is indicative, very, very insane. First blood's quite equalized. Talking about the ACS, for sure, we are witnessing Meow getting that, but then that is a cover up for Uzi Buzi with the humongous, almost 50% more of what assist Meow has given to the team. So the head to head comparison is going to make sure that keep us scratching our head about who is a little extra thin line compared to what other player is. But that is what head to head comparisons are for, to keep you also into the thoughts about how the preparations have been, how the reciprocations have been. And talking on the map of Breeze and talking about Meow, I would love to see her going ahead and picking up Omen, but I'm afraid there's going to be any Omen play. And if not an Omen play, sure, as you mentioned, Viper play is going to be a massive role. But Chamber is going to be a decent pick, because you need to make sure that you are able to not only teleport immediately to the site where you hear the footsteps, but also the slow traps are going to give you enough information if the players have taken, or if the opposition has taken the routes on the different directions where you are not even close to that. So I think Chamber would be the easiest pick in terms of going ahead with the Sentinels. But Initiator, Sky is easier because it is a map with a lot of verticality being involved. So the flashes with the Trailblazers, I think everything is just perfect.
Definitely. And like you mentioned, all of these initiators can prove really useful, but it's going to be Sky and Sova who are going to be the hero coming in for this team. And I really hope we see a KO as well, because, like you mentioned, if Chamber is the best Sentinel, KO is going to be his worst enemy, because that 0 point knife just shuts down anything and everything. And we've seen Meow 16K use it to great avail before on the map of Ascent. And I think that she was the MVP, in fact, for that match. So the fact is that they might want to consider running her right now as that KO on the map of Breeze.
KO is one of the initiators that we did not talk about. We did talk about other two players. Like we did talk about the initiators like Soa, Sky, but KO is, and especially the Null command. Imagine frustrating how frustrating that can be as soon as Jet goes for the Black Blade Storm, and that is nullified entirely. So that could also be a very good pick. Let's see if that is going to be the case of scenario or not. Because if at all that is going to be the case of scenario, I would say maybe not much of frags, but total desperation on the other side will be seen. Total helplessness will be spotted on the other side of the team who has not picked up KO. So I would want to see that sort of a mind trick as well. I know I'm being a little devilish on that part, but isn't it? Casters are allowed to have fun in all different aspects, unlike the players who need to make sure that they are always on the right side.
I mean, definitely, we've been cursing these teams so far with our predictions, with our lineups, and we've been accused of it as well. The Casters curse is a thing for a reason, and we're definitely doing our best to, contribute to it with our, interesting plays. Speaking of interesting plays, though, I know this is like 99% not going to happen, but an agent that I would love to see on Breeze is going to be Yoru. I'll tell you why. Because with that TP and his flashes as well as the fake outs, you can create a lot of impact, a lot of confusion, and definitely a really good mix. In fact, I know that Euro is a duelist, but I think that you can play him in an initiator way as well, because those flashes, the way they bounce off surfaces and stuff, it's going to create a lot of pandemonium. And with the TPs, you can definitely get across the map quite, you can create a lot of control and get a lot of picks as well, and immediately go back to help the rest of your team. Meanwhile, everybody else is going to be trying to rotate to the other side and stuff. So we've seen this before. We've seen a lot of impact coming in from Yoru, even in like international tournaments and stuff. I know it's very unlikely. It's like extremely unlikely, because so far we've seen
Yeah.
like Jet, a little bit of Raze, and maybe like one or two players taking Reyna. We haven't seen Yoru, we haven't seen Neon, but I just hope that we see at least one of them today. Neon is not as good for Breeze, but Yoru, he can work. So I hope we do see that. But Tanya, what's your desire for the most unlikely thing you'll see today?
I really want to see that null command KO. Very smooth, very easy, and our probability of having KO into the map of these is also like 70-30 ish. 70% of the players can go ahead and pick. And talking about Asteria as well as L Streak, we have spotted some players going ahead and having that KO pick. So I would say that, yeah, if they go for the double initiator setup, Soa is for sure locked in as early as possible on the side of Britzy as well as on the side of. Let's see what are they going ahead with, because exit selection is ready and we are not going to make you wait any further more. And Britzy as a Sova without a doubt, Shreya as a chamber, and Illumu going ahead as a Viper. Meow, the player to watch out for is going to fulfill my wish of KO. Muffin
Let's go.
undoubtedly going ahead as a Jet, and Capricious going with the same race. Now there's no difference there. PT, Capricious, Muffin, they all were already pre-predicted.
I mean, all these players, I think that the side of Asteria has definitely given us some shocks here, because you were expected to see Elivu on the chamber, not Shreya, but they have gone in for that swap right now. And I'm really excited to see this, because Elivu, she can be really aggressive, but she can also be pretty sneaky too. So I'm excited to see what kind of Viper she's going to be playing. And it's going to be Mia who is going to be fulfilling your wish, Tanya. We are going to be having that null command coming in. And we've seen Asteria make it work before. They just pop it. You hear Meow 16 going, no one walks away, and everybody just runs into side. And that's going to be a free side take coming in. Insane aggression, and I'm looking forward to seeing that from Asteria. They just have to get a certain number of rounds on defense here. And let's head into the game right now. It is going to be the side of El Sheiks stacking up towards that A side, seeing if they can get a little bit of entries. Looking at the agent comp for them, it is going to be the double initiator for both these teams. The main difference is going to be between the Sky and the KO here. Meow 16k already tossing her 0 point towards elbow here to see if she can get some information. But Muffin Loop playing really aggressively as well. It's going to be Dreamstar versus Muffin. And Dreamstar is already going to take down Shreya somehow, who was standing behind her. A really good shot here. And the Viper is low as well. Elizu is going to be pretty low here for the side of Team Asteria. Already it's going to be a 5v3, a 5v4 right now, with players being low here. The chamber does have to TP away, but the overgrowth should be able to heal him up. And it looks like there's an advantage to the side of El Sheiks going into the first round of
Revealing
this
area.
year.
now we have got to recon that also. Information is there fair enough to take down Eluvu immediately. Meow 16 trying to get the second frag for herself, but she could not manage to go. She's still going ahead with some pot shots. So is Britzy. On the course, Tanisha will stick to getting the plant confirmed, but the plant is still not confirmed. ET will be able to get the frag against Britzy. Now it is the fight of the SOAs happening. Now on the other hand, to be able to take a frag against Tanisha, it is a 2 versus 3 situation. PT still trying to go ahead, stick the plant, but look at Meow 16's positioning. Total of 3 frag. Is it going to be a 4K? Uzi trying to go, and Muffin Loop will be able to get that frag with the Sheriff tapped. With that, on the defender side, Team Asteria getting the very first round into the favor, and there was a mix of weaponaries. Ghost spotted, Frenzy spotted, as well as Sheriff spotted, and now we are going to witness lots of SMGs coming in.
Wow, I did not expect that round to go back into Asteria's hands after it was like a 2v4 or something. Yeah, it was a 2v4, but man, Meow 16k popped off that, peaks the exact right time, catches the chamber in the reload while PT is watching another angle, and that is going to be the round going in Asteria's favor. Entirely unexpected, but well deserved. Meow 16k doing a phenomenal job, and it is going to be just pistols right now in the hands of L-Streaks here. They are going to be waiting to see if anyone from Asteria is pushing, and they seem to be making their way towards the ace site yet again. Meow 16k, she decides not to use the breakpoint. 0 point, sorry, and she's gonna be using it towards main right now. She will spot the jump peak. Eluvu will put down her wall, and that is going to be the enemy suppressed here as the knife will hit and connect towards at least 2 players. In the meantime, though, it is going to be them just waiting again, trying to bait out util. They've already gotten the 0 point. They've gotten a Viper snake bite as well. And it's gonna be Shreya who's holding down mid here. In a rather aggressive position.
1 minute gone, 1 more minute to go. A position is way more aggressive, but the players are going with patience. And this time, I don't see that Team Asteria is trying to push in, blind pushing. They want to make sure if they push in, they are going to gain something out of it. Frag Grenade will be able to delay the site entry, and site A definitely looks all 5 stack. And look at Eluvu getting the sneaky angle to be able to get 1 and second as well. He gets the triple on the course. Now will also be doubling her kills. Last man standing, who will be able to take down Boozy here. 2-2 frag. Each Muffin Loop with that angle will be missing 1 shot, and realizing the threat is real, the player is not going to peek in further. Moisturizer also having that angle classic to the Spectre. Is it going to be the finisher? But Muffin missing 1 shot. It's okay, but I'll be the one to fare goodbye to you. With that, the second round going into the favor of Team Asteria.
A very well-deserved round, and I think it was a flawless one as well because they didn't manage to lose a single player. In fact, that crossfire from Eluvu and Meow 16k towards A main proving absolutely devastating here. Eluvu, you saw her get 2 kills, had to go for the reload, but the peak from Meow 16k was perfect as she gets the other 2, and Muffin will clean up the round. That is going to be the advantage for Asteria here. They will manage to hold on to their guns, but finally, it's going to be the full buy round coming in for the side of Team L-Streaks here. We'll be looking to capitalize on it. They seem to want to go for that B side as well as elbow right now, as you see 2 players making their way up towards the chamber, as well as the jet here. It is going to be the jet detected though, so that's going to be no utility available for her. PT is all the way up here as well, and with that they'll know that there's at least 1 player towards elbow here, and 3 players in fact of Asteria playing towards the A side, the other towards the B side, the other 2 towards A. Mid is clear, and I think that PT is counting on that as she makes her way forward. Does still have all her utility, have the recon and all that, and yep, PT is going to take on Muffin Loop down with that beautiful headshot. Does take a shot from the Marshal though, but they do have a Sky to heal her back up, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue here. Muffin already gone down, and the B side still looking reasonably vulnerable here. There are 2 players pushing out aggressively, but might not be enough here. They are going to be falling back towards the ace site, and that is going to be enough information given away. It's going to be the execute coming in right now, and along with the Sova util, drone coming through, trying to clear off close angles, trying to get the site, and it will make sure that there's nobody here. The trademark will catch 1 player, but the smoke is up, the jet dash has come through, and the site should be available. Spike should be going down. Let's see if Asteria can retake this in a 4v5.
Well, now it does look a little extra difficult by losing Britzy as well as Shreu. 2 players down. Meow tanked up a little bit of damage. Eluvu on the other side going for the longest flank possible, getting 1. And now again, not trying to go ahead, get greedy of kills. She's trying to walk away, except for changing the routes, and there might be a crossfire, right? and that was expected. Elo could get one from there without any trouble. Getting a double without a trouble was not possible, no matter what. Now the choice of weaponaries is going to go into the hands of Team Asteria here. Muffin Loop on the defender side with the operator in full shield can be proven deadly. Meow 16 will be the highest frag out of all 10 players. We're talking about Shreya and Britsit as well as Uzi Boozy. They need to level up the games, start picking up their frags, and though they have been giving assists, they also need to make sure they get those early much required frags. Here at least we are seeing one knock each. There's not much of a buffer coming in, and they are fighting equally.
It is going to be this round in the true tale of which team is doing better, as Muffin Loop will have that operator but instantly gets taken down by TT yet again. Last time it was a Marshall, this time it was an op, and Tanisha as well will peak at the right time to take down Meow 16k. In the meantime, it is going to be players aggressing towards mid this time with 1, 2, 3, 4 going that way, and just the Viper Uzi Boozy towards the A side here trying to get some silent control. Britzy though will stop the bleeding, will be able to get off TT, and look at Shreya's position here. She knows that Uzi Boozy put her wall down towards A main, and if Uzi Boozy is not careful, that's gonna be a free pick coming in for her right now. And yep, Shreya will spot the player, will run in, and Shreya is going to be on the hunt right now. That's gonna be a kill coming in for it, but mid is open. Shreya gets another one though, tries to go for 3, but the trade will come through for Dreamza. Just Tanisha and Dreamza right now in a 1v2. Britzy, has to try and clutch this out for Asteria because this is gonna be the full buy. She might instead just try to go back and save the operator in elbow. But Britzy, she wants to try. She's not gonna give up that easy. And the thing is that Dreamza is kind of low here. So if Britzy can isolate the 1v1, yep, she is gonna be spotting Dreamza here. She might be able to get that pick as well. But so far, both these players have decided not to peek. They are going to be just watching to see if they can get some damage done here. And that's going to be the Skydog touching Britzy as well. So she's going to be concussed for a while. Both of these players doing their best to buy as much time as possible with the utility they have in hand. Flash coming through will in fact hit her, but Britzy will dodge it and will get one kill. 1v1 right now though. Dreamza versus Britzy here. And Britzy doing a little bit of damage, but the clock is ticking. And it is going to be, I think, Dreams are closing it out because there's no time for the defuse, and Britzy will be going down.
Britzy did take a little extra time to realize that there was not much of a time left to defuse, but she still went for that. She still went for the diffusal stick. 1 versus 2 was the case of scenario, and achieving that was not very easy. Shreya did get a good flank, did get that double for herself here, but ultimately now this was the equalizer. Round 2-2, and it is good to see that Asteria is fighting very strongly against Team L-Streak, who are very comfortable with the map of Breeze on attacker's side, and we have seen them creating a buffer, such a buffer which is an irreparable loss for the opponents. So this time with the equalizer score, we can expect something else coming in. Soa's dart will be destroyed, so will be the drone, and Tanisha still trying to hold the position. Let's see with the Bulldog, is she going to get any frags or no?
It is going to be Britzy though who will peek out and do some damage to this guy. The fact that it's Tanisha, it means that she can't heal herself back up, because if it had been anybody else, they would be able to get back to 100 HP. But Tanisha, she's going to be stuck on 49 for the rest of this game if she manages to stay alive, that is. Meanwhile though, it's going to be these two players waiting towards the A side. Yet again, they know that Shreya and Muffin like to push, so they're just going to be holding for it. However, Shreya and Muffin, they're just going to be content to hold this crossfire. They have a third player as well, Meow, playing towards elbow here, trying to see if she can get a pick. And if they're not careful, they will, be spotted. And that is going to be the Skyesports giving away the information necessary here. There's one in this corner, there's one in that corner. And the smoke from Iftar, she's trying to do the best. Will get a kill, but Shreya's after the shade. A headshot from Meow, though, will take down TT as well. And that's going to be a 3v4. One player low. Make that a 2v4, 2v3. The trade's coming through really quickly. The ult, though, being popped as well.
Player
Side of the chamber. Shreya, 1v3 right now. All in Dreamza's hands here. The position is lower as well. Shreya trying to get a couple of sneaky shots, but finally will hit it. And that's going to be 3-2, a thrifty for the side of Asteria, who finally have found their footing.
4K for Shreya toward their first thrifty round 1. This was a good one. This was a good achievement though. Now they can go full buy for themselves. Muffins will still stick to operator buy, and let's see what can she achieve out of it here. Talking on the other side, they are sticking to 2 sheriffs and 3 classics. No shield for Tanisha whatsoever, and the scores now. The score line is going 1 punch each. Nobody is taking the lead. They are going to and fro, and this is what it happens on the map of Breeze. L-Streak is having hard time. This was not particularly expected coming in from them. Muffin Loop on a good haul the location, trying to get a peek. Nobody is going to go ahead into the well of death for sure. But Britzy is the one who can put a shutdown to the Blade Storm. Let's see, Capricious, will she be put to shutdown or no? Blades were utilized, and Britzy will be successfully able to put a shutdown to the Blade Storm as well as Capricious.
That is going to be one player down for Elstrix, a very pivotal player too. But PT, she's going to be getting a headshot with a sheriff onto Shreya here of all players. That is going to make it a 4v4 right now. And if the overgrowth is available, PT should be able to heal back up as well. Nanisha, she will be spotted towards spawn by Meow
Revealing
16k,
area.
but will get away with the life. In the meantime,
There
Britzy,
they
she's going to be
are.
putting a preemptive arrow right now to spot a player. And yep, is going to spawn PT here. Meow 16k taking down Uzi Boozy as well, but a whiff from her. That's going to be Dreams against the trade here.
remaining.
Muffin though, she's going to take her
Spike
Tanisha. That's going to
down.
be the spike off. Dreams are versus Muffin, Op versus Off, and Muffin is going to take that win. Fourth round for Asteria, and they look very comfortable here. Though to be fair, that was an eco for Elstrix. So again, this round is going to be the full buy for both these teams. They do have the advantage of that operator as well as 3 ultimates in their pockets, but they also have the Viper's Pit and the Hunter's Fury for the side of Team Elstrix. So if they can get the site and they can pop that Viper's Pit, that is going to be around guaranteed. And even if that goes down, the Hunter's Fury will be there to deter post plant as well. So things are looking promising for them. On the opposite side though, Elu was really, really close to her Viper's Pit as well. So if she can get an op or a kill, she can pop that and play, defensively really well here. But let's see if Elstrix can manage to take this round with the guns they have.
With the operator in the hands of Muffin Loop, I think she might be able to get that double once again. And Capricious has already managed to get tight entry. Null Command, Hunter's Fury, as well as Blade Storm is ready to be activated on side of Exterior. But are they willing to use it? Yes, indeed. The very first Null Command on the map of Breeze Breeze is already being used. All the utilities will not be active. Neither will be any ultimates. Let's see. How will the retake come into action on the fourth? Tanisha will be able to take down Britzy, and Dreams are taking down Meow. Muffin will be taking down Uzi Boozy. It is about 3
enemy
versus
remaining.
2. Not for so
Spike
long.
down A.
Elu taking down Tanisha. And now the spike is also down. Muffin Loop is terrific with that operator plays and the dash. A perfect approach with the big gun.
Asteria is not joking around today because last time it was close. Today they're like, we want to win in a convincing fashion. We don't want it to be close, and they are going to be taking a lead here. In fact, on defense, and that's going to push the side of Elstrix into yet another eco here. You see some pistols coming in, 3 sheriffs, I believe, as well as 2 classics. They do have the Hunter's Fury and Uzi Woozy's Viper's Pit remaining, but it might not be enough here. Because on the opposite side, they have 3 Ls to deal with. And Tanya, you must be happy because that is going to be Meow 16k finally managing to pop a null command. And, it's exactly what you wanted to see.
Stay down. Command did not stop any Blade Storm coming into the action, but sure, Muffin Loop was able to take down one frag. Uzi Boozy with the Sheriff is able to take down Meow with the weaponaries. Now, that was something strange. Did happen here. It is an equalizer now, 4 and 4, but the Headhunters and Muffin Loops with the Operator is very, very risky. Drone will be destroyed as well. The location is compromised, so now all she has to do is move away. Hunter's Fury will come into the action. Shreya will fall to the trap. PT taking one player down. Would be the double. No, it was the for now. Spike will be planted.
Spike planted.
There's going to be the spike plan coming through, and that's going to be the Hunter's Fury pop to see if she can do some any damage. And let's see, will not be doing some Muffin though. She's going to get a 4k. Just PT left right now in a 1v2. No guns available either, really. So she will have to try and clutch this out with her own aim and devices. That's going to be Britzy though, who's saying Sova Def and taking her down. For a second, it looked really concerning because PT, it seemed like she was going to be getting the headshot. But sadly, for her, Britzy is going to close it out. And that was a very promising round because, the side of Elstrix, they managed to get it to a 3v3 with some lovely shots coming in, and it seemed like they had a really good chance, especially after the commitment of that Viper's Pit. But it's not going to be good enough here, and yeah, that is going to be Asteria with overwhelming lead 4-2 right now on defense of all things, because if you look at it, Blaze is a big map, and it's a little bit easier for attackers to manage to, get control and, confuse, do a lot of plays to get sight and stuff. But, Asteria is not letting go. They are playing this really perfectly. The crossfires, the double peaks coming in, they're really doing a lot of damage to Elstrix. And this is what I'm very confused about. Because the last time we saw Elstrix play, they were doing a lot of very, very nice things. They were doing a lot of fakes. They were trying to play double peaks. They were always like pushing together. And a lot of those things we're not seeing anymore, especially the fakes part, because we saw Asteria run around so much the last time, whether they were on Bind or whether they were on Haven. A lot of fakes, a lot of confusion coming in. And this time we're seeing none of that. It's just like they're deciding to go to a side commit, and they're not even able to trade each other properly. And that is why Asteria seem to be winning so well today.
And the win is what ultimately is going to matter. And if they are not able to go with the mind tricks, they need to make sure at least they trade the players. Even if they are committing to a site, it's fine to go ahead 5 stack to any of the time. Getting a retake here on the map of Breeze is very difficult, because having said that, it is one of the biggest map. Taking a rotation where there are multiple openings to each and every site, let alone site, taking the rotation also has got multiple openings here. So let's see how everything is going to work out or not. But Muffin certainly does look a lot in a form compared to what she was, particularly in the map of Haven. Let's see if she's able to continue with what she has done by far. 6-2, the buffer is of 4 points. Will the players of L Streak recover what they have lost? I hope this AMD technical pause is going to clear all the doubts. They are going to come with the new solutions. They are going to come back with the better play sets. And if not, there's nothing that can save them, because talking about the map of Breeze having a entry fragger like Muffin now getting a side control, it is going to be a breezy event for Asteria. So from my perspective, from my point of view, henceforth from here on, L Streak needs to level up. I don't know how, when, where, but they need to do something.
I think that definitely it is going to be an issue coming in. And Muffin Loop, she's having the game of her life here with the operator coming into play. But I think that we are going to be having a small break right now, as some issues have cropped up and they need to be quickly fixed. But don't worry, this is coming quite back. In fact, I've been misinformed. It is going to be an Iftar break, as some players have to break their fast and come back into action. And maybe that is going to be what L Streaks need. They are going to be revitalized after some food, and we will see the comeback coming in. But we will be seeing you guys back in about 7 to 10 minutes. And this is me, Zach. With me here is Star Tanya, and we'll be back soon.
One enemy remaining. Spike down. B. One enemy remaining. Down A.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the WD Black Cup Season 3 Luna Tournament Grand Finale happening between Team Asteria and Team Elstrix. We had a small break because some of the players had to break their fast. It was our Iftar break, but we're back right now, and we are going to be heading back into the second match for the day. To recap, Asteria won the first one on Haven, and it is going to be Breeze happening right now, where Asteria have a little bit of a lead. In fact, a significant lead. It's going to be 6-2, and let's head back into the action and see if they can win this out or if Elstrix is going to be coming back here.
Let's see how everything is going to work out for either of the teams. The score lines when we left for the Iftar break were exactly 6-2 and 6 for Team Asteria. 4 points of lead. Muffin definitely doing a commendable job with that operator on the defender's side. On the other side, Capricious, she is also trying to retaliate as good as possible. Try to go ahead and take the early frags as possible. And I do think side B does look a little extra stacked, except for one player sticks to the middle. And Muffin, look, is able to take on a very early frag down.
Yep, that is going to be the first pick yet again coming from Asteria. Muffin looking phenomenal on that operator. But the trade from Capricious, that's going to be coming through, making it a 4v4. And while she takes a lot of damage, that is going to be the overgrowth again topping her backup. And Shreya, she's going to be undetected here in this corner. Now, where the Shockrat is going to hit the chamber trap. I don't know if they know her location on PT. I think she suspects because that is going to be her, possibly throwing down a recon to clear it out. So far on the opposite side, she is going to be pushing towards elbow instead, though, seeing if anybody has aggressed up here. And so far, that doesn't seem to be the case. Asteria, though, they are ready for this Britzy with a little bit of jiggle peaks coming in. And looking at the position of the players so far, they might even opt to go in for a mid to B push, as PT will get that kill. And it's going to come down to just Shreya right now to hold the fort. Back to side to go B. Meow 16K, though, she's going to be spotting PT, throwing down the flash here. The dodge is coming through as well, but it's not going to be enough as she will take down Dreamza. That's going to be just 2 players left.
30 seconds left.
She might have the advantage of
One
Meow
enemy
16K.
remaining.
Will take her down. Shreya will go down as well. It's going to come down to just Eluvu in a 1v2. 20 seconds left to plant the spike, and let's see if they can do it.
One enemy
Let's see if
remaining.
they can do it or no, because
Spike
Eluvu will
down
take down
mid.
Capricious, and Spike is also in the mid with the mid control by Eluvu. It is going to be a little more than difficult, and only 10 seconds to
left.
go. Tanisha will be able to acquire the spike, but will she be able to go ahead and plant the spike, rushing towards side A? There's nobody to take care of. It is only 1v1 happening, and yes, the spike will not be planted. It is a clean cut time that plays the massive role here, and the 7th round going into the favor of Team Asteria. Well, the Iftar break is down. I really hope the players are now recharged, again feeling refreshed with the Red Bull break as well, and they really need that energy to show a comeback, because it is the map of their choice, and there shall be nothing. If you pick the map, you need to dominate there. But getting an early pick by Muffin, I think that is already breaking the momentum.
Yep. Capricious did manage to make some trades, but the real hero of that round, or the real misplay of that round, in fact, was the rotation from, towards elbow into B. I think that Eluvu's lead card that they would try to go and pick up the spike towards mid, that was perfect. With the low time, that is exactly what clutched in the round, even though they have the numbers advantage. And even if it was a 1v1, there was just no time to plant the spike. In the meantime, though, it is going to be a push towards that B side here yet again. Tanisha popping her Seekers, will spawn on Britzy with the help of this, and will peek, but it's going to be Britzy who gets taken down, and Capricious will get another kill as well. PT getting a third. Things look kind of bad here for the side of Asteria, as they have already lost 3 of their players. It's going to be Muffin Loop and Meow 16K left in a 1v2. You can see them slowly clearing out mid, trying to see if anybody is going to be lurking, but the side of Elstrix, they're going to be playing this too cautiously. They are going to be just playing crossfires here as much as possible, and I think the retake is going to be almost impossible here unless they decide to do something stupid and really push out aggressively. Tanisha is going to be the first casualty. Muffin Loop will get that kill, and that's the thing. Asteria has plenty of money here. All they need to do is get as many picks as possible. That is going to be that. Meow 16K will go down as well. Just Muffin Loop left. 2 kills in her name. Knows there are 3 more to find. There is no time though. All she wants to do is get as many frags as possible and prevent the side of Elstrix from saving the guns here.
Muffin shall be able to save the gun without any frag flow trap, who has spotted exactly where she's holding on to, and will she be able to hold on to her operator? Yes, she will be able to save that. And this was a good round. The Seekers, I think, made the usage of Seekers right on time, I think, made a lot of change, particularly coming in from Tanisha. And that was all much of information required about how to get a frag, how to get the entry. Everything worked in their favor, and after having that much required information. They were able to get those frags, let alone frags, side control, side plant, and there was no scope of defusal.
Definitely was no scope for defusal there with no time, but damage was done. And I think that Muffin Loop, since she does manage to have that operator saved, it's going to be a bit of aggression coming in yet again. But they're watching the wrong angle. Never mind, she will peek at the right time, and that's going to be PT who will get the kill. In fact, somehow I don't know how she hit that shot, but it's going to be Meow though. This is the smaller tucked away distraction coming through as well from the Sova. If Meow peeks, that's going to be a kill for her. And PT will somehow hit that shot too. PT is feeling her shots today as she takes on not one but two. I think she's so low here. I wish I could see her HP because she seems like she's exactly on 1 HP or something like that. The side gone though. Asteria, they will have to try and retake this. Eluvo though will take down Lisa on the look. And look at Britzy pushing through the smoke, but Uzi Boozy, she's so smart for that. She's going to take her down.
Spike
And it's going to be a
planted.
2v4 retake right now. Both Eluvu and Shreya left alone here without the rest of the team. Eluvu has to come all the way around, and there's already a lurk on that B side. Tanisha making her way around the long ramp here, trying to get the kill. Just Eluvu left right now. 1v1 with Tanisha, and that's gonna be her taken down. And Elstreaks making a comeback here. If they can get one more round, it might not be an advantage, but it definitely won't be as much of a disadvantage. A 7-5 scoreline isn't bad. You can definitely come back from that.
And that is going to close the things good on the attacker's side. So yeah, 7-5 is going to be a very good score if at all they are able to achieve that. But because after losing 2 back-to-back rounds, I'm afraid what sort of economy does the team Estrella has? As soon as I say that, operator with full shield, Muffin is still going to have that. Britzy, everybody's having full of weaponaries except Eluvo with the half shield. Capricious also on the operators, ready to peek, and Trailblazers also sent no vision whatsoever. Meow versus Capricious shall be the case of scenario, but Meow is also playing the play of patience, not overexposing herself because the threat is real. If you are able to show the pixel, we very well know what Capricious is able to do.
Definitely, it is going to be Tanisha though going towards the hall area after getting that trying to see if she can get a pick. She'll wake up for it. Meanwhile, PP is going to be using a Sova drone, and Meow 16K is going to be spotted out here. The weapons advantage is still in the hands of Elstrix here because most of them do have rifles after the subsequent wins. And Dreamza, she's again going to be on that look, but this time she has not one but 2 players watching for her. Muffin look, that is going to be the kill with that operator, and the blade storm popped as well. Muffin really feeling herself here. An awkward jump peek from Shreya, but she will manage to stay alive here. Buffalo will be able to take on Tanisha as well with the blade storm here. Now 16K will be tagged up, will stay alive because only one hit of that Hunter's Fury will take her down. And it's going to be a 2v5 right now with only 30 seconds left on the clock. I don't think that the side of Elstrix can really make this work here. It looks like it's gonna be an 8-4 half. And yeah, what do you think, Tanya?
Meow flashes are also working right on time, about right to not allow the side entry, and on the course Shreya will be able to get the double, but PT will deny the triple. But for how long will be the question here? With only 10 seconds, there stands no room of opportunity to plant the spike. Guardian is denied, and it is Brit who will take the dub. And it is the 8th round on the side of Team Asteria. They could not close it to 7-5, but it is Asteria winning the defenders round. And now on the attacker side, let's see how are they willing to go. Are they going to go split, or they are going to go ahead with the 5-stack play, just like Team Elstreak was sticking to? And if at all, imagine, Zach, Asteria is able to pull this map along into their favor, it is going to be 2-0. Now, this was the last thing that we were expecting happening for the day. And still, there's a long time to go. We would not deny, but 2-0 is too much to achieve for a single day. And that to grand finals.
I think that it's definitely going to be pretty insane to see that kind of performance coming in. But Asteria, they seem to want it. And look at the buy coming in from these girls. They know that Breeze is a map where you'll be going into a lot of long-range fights if anybody is going to be peeking you. And that's going to be a Sheriff and 4 Ghosts coming in for them. That's really interesting to see here. Capricious, she's going to be playing aggro here, but will be caught off guard as that dash fails. Meow 16K getting the first blood for her team as they go on attack here. Meanwhile, though, the flash will come through. But Tanisha, she will peek at the right time and manage to save her life, but Muffin Loop, she's gonna take down Dreams, and in the meantime, already 2 players down, and it's gonna be Shreya though. Finally, will take down Uzi Woozy as well. Just PT left, 1v5 situation, and nope, Muffin Loop is gonna get the perfect headshot onto her to close things out. 9-4 for Asteria. Looks like they're gonna be taking it to 10-4, and possibly to a victory after that.
And they did not even have to plant their spike, Zach. How clean this round was. It was all about the frags, as if the spike never existed. The responsibility of planting the spike never existed. All they had to do was eliminate all the opponents. I don't know how flawless this pistol round went, but talking about this current situation, they are going for the double bulldog, double spectre, and muffin with the operator or the marshal. Either way, she's able to get those picks, and once again, they are sticking to side A, except Uzi Buzi is ready with the toxic screen, and she is on the other side of the toxic screen. She might be able to right click, get one frag. Drone is not revealed anything, and Muffin will be saving from the loss of the player, and Ritzy will be saved with that. They are already outnumbered.
That is really unfortunate for Uzi Buzi, because if she had managed to get the right click perfectly, that would have been not one but two kills. But this time Muffin Loop is again there for the defense, getting out another kill as well. Trying to get the third, but it's going to be Elu, Shreya, and Fritzy who get it instead. And that's going to be a flawless round. For a second, things looked really bad, because if Uzi Buzi had managed to get the right click onto Muffin, that would have been a free kill onto the Sova as well. But instead, it is going to be a flawless round for the side of Asteria here, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Imagine being able to trust your teammates when you're doing things like loading, because whenever I'm playing ranked, that stuff never happens. Either way though, that's going to be double digits for Asteria, and this is arguably the last chance that the side of Elstreak has. We've seen Asteria come back from a score of 2-10. Maybe Elstreak's can as well. It's 4-10 right now. But this is the round they have to win. They do have those rifles in hand. They have weapon upgrades, so they might be able to have a better performance. But I hope that it's enough for them, because otherwise it seems like it's going to be a GG in Asteria's favor.
Let's see if that is going to be a case of scenario, and is it going to be a map of Breeze, the choice of Team Elstreak going. Uzi Buzi was also not expecting double peak at that point of time. She was expecting that she's going to take down Britzy into the vulnerable droning position, but unfortunately the team support was just on point. Three players trying to stack push in, and on the course, Muffin having a different angle, different plans, will take down Capricious, as well as Uzi Buzi will be down by Meow. 16 PT will be taking down Muffin. Meow will go for the double. Spike is planted. 4 versus 2. They've already outnumbered. I think they are just 2 steps away, and that 2 steps are already long gone. We can already count it like 1 step away. The way they have been performing, the way they have been flanking in, pushing in, and they are not doing something too extravagant, do something unique. They are just playing casually. Elu's angle is also a exact spot where you cannot afford to miss the corner to check out when Zinza is taken down as well. 0 point will be the positioning of Tanisha, and Tanisha is put to shut down. 11-4 will be the scoreline on the map of Breeze, and they are very nearing to 2-0 scoreline or out of best of 5.
That is definitely going to be the case. Some beautiful shots towards halls, a lot of damage done. 2 players taken down, and after that it was just GG here. It was a 2v4 retake attempt incoming with the spike ticking, and honestly at that point they should have probably just tried to go for the save that. And it's going to be Muffin Loop who is doing a phenomenal job on this map. 22-8 is going to be going in for that operator yet again, this time on attack here. She also has that blade storm if she wants to play with it. And Asteria, they look like they want to close this out because they do have the weapon advantage here.
Clean.
It seems like, but it's going to be Muffin and Meow and PT taking those trades. PT though getting the advantage for her team. The knife will come through from Meow. 16k will be able to suppress PT for a bit. She's going to be just falling back while this happens. Getting a third kill as well. PT showing up for a team with a 4k. We might be seeing another ace. Already has 2 to a name. Tries to get the third as well, but it's going to be Muffin Loop in a 1v4 right now with that blade storm, and it's going to be PT hunting for the ace. So let's see which of these girls manage to do it, because the spike is dropped and PT, she is on the hunt here as she tries to go forward. She's going to be fanning herself while she's Muffin Loop has the operator though, so no ace for PT sadly. 1v3 right now. Can Muffin clutch it out to take Asteria to match point? She has the blade storm, she has the operator, but the spike is dropped, and it might just be her choosing to save it, giving a round to LG after that 4k from PT here.
And it is not going to be a match point right now. We do see 11-5 score line, and operator coming in into the hands of Capricious. Now that looks a little strong for Team Elstreak. Let's see how many frags can she accumulate out of this operator though, will be the question. PT with a triple show, indeed a quadra, and Muffin was able to get first frag for herself with the operator. Blade from being activated, but then blocking the vision with the toxic screen. I think that worked, and Muffin had to move because the spike was in the center. Though time was not the essence here, there was still 1 minute remaining. Could have played hide and seek a bit, saved the operator, but with the blade storm activated you tend to go a little hyped up, and I think that is exactly what happened here. And it is a technical pause by AMD. What do you think? Does L streak need to change to at least reduce the buffer? I don't know if they're going to win it or no on the map of Breeze, but reduce the buffer. What should be done right now?
I mean, I think that they need to proactively play more. Like that round was won because PT not only managed to peak at the right times, but she also managed to hit her shots perfectly. And I think that that's the reason why they've been having a lot of trouble here. They've been losing a lot of those head-to-head fights. Some of the players not in their usual form. Like usually, Capricious and Dreams are just delete people whenever they see them, but they haven't been able to do that today. I don't know what issue it is. Maybe it's just not a good day. We all have those issues, and yeah, a little bit rough for them looking at this. Either way, though, it is going to be, if they can hit their shots and if they can coordinate as a team, they can definitely come back, because Assyria, they came back from like 6-11 or 5-11, something like this. It was a similar scoreline and they were able to come back. It just comes down to team play. It just comes down to having like mental strength to go through with it. And if they can manage to do that, I would not count them out, because Elstrix, they are a very strong team. And definitely looking at this map, it seems like PT, she's finally woken up. That Iftar feast, if she did manage to get some food, it must be helping her right now. Maybe while the rest of her team was getting food, she was just like, let me go get some Red Bull or coffee. And that is going to be accounting for her performance. So they do have some also on board as well, or at least are close to them. PT does have the Hunter's Fury, so if she does hear the sound of anything being planted, that is going to be her using it. And in the meantime, though, looking at the buys coming in, all the players for the side of both the teams have enough money for a buy. Show Meow 16k doesn't, but Eluvu does, so she will probably be dropping her teammate a gun that. And yep, that is going to be the case as the request comes in. The opposite side, though, it is going to be operators for both these teams. So it's going to be Capricious versus Jet right now, looking versus Muffin Loop right now on the Jet. The next head-to-head comparison we have, I'd really love to see Capricious versus Muffin Loop in this tournament so far, or PT versus Britzy, because both of these players have been playing the same roles more or less, and I'm excited to see if it's going to make any difference.
What is going to make difference or no? Well, two operators, two Jets fighting against each other. Capricious is able to take down Muffin Loop here, reducing their highest tragger. I think this is it. This round is doable flawlessly. Meow 16 having a good angle. They are trying to push in, but before the push, Meow will be taking down the Nisha. So no double initiator furthermore. It is going to be the fight of the equalizer, except for Meow being in very low of HP here. And they are sticking to side B, because the spike is also committed there. On the other side, we do see that they are still into the mix, they are still into the split the way that none of the sites are totally given as a gift. And there's only one person here, one agent here who can do the gift part, is Chamber. Nobody else though.
I mean, they are doing their best. So she is ready for this. We'll get the second pick onto Eluvu as well. As the rotation comes through, Eluvu thought that everybody was going towards the other side. And in fact, it's going to be two players here, Capricious and Uzi Boozy, both towards this B site, and it's going to be them watching opposite angles.
30
Capricious, in
seconds
fact,
left.
on the way towards an ace if she's careful enough here, and she will be able to take the recon down in enough time. The shock darts coming through as well to try and do some damage, but it's gonna be Shreya who makes her way onto the side. Will take down 2 kills. It's gonna be just Shreya left right now, and is going to be taken down by PT. 11-6. Elstrix taking the round with 3 players remaining, and that beautiful two operator shots from Capricious, keeping them away from match point.
Match point, it's just like one step away, yet too far. And I did like the operator duel happening between Muffin Loop and Capricious. How nicely they did peek through the mid, one beyond that double doors, one within that double doors, and it was who is going to shoot first. And I think Capricious was a little quicker on terms of action, in terms of hitting the bullet right on time. And let's see how everything is going to work out now, because still Muffin has that sort of economy to continue with the operator. And now command coming to the action. A drone will be wasted out, and let's see what Shreya up to. Shreya is not risking and not willing to go ahead blindly. She is taking all the angles, and spike will be planted without a doubt. Hunter Fury also coming to the action. Will anybody be confirmed? None yet. Target hit, and it is going to be Dreams are trying to take down Meow. And on the reload, it is a pause for a while. Again, the same peak play, and Dreams will be able to take down Meow. It is a 3 versus 4 battle. That time is ticking against the favor of Team LC. They need to buckle up, do it as quick as possible. And as soon as I say that, Dreams will be taking down Elu, who will target the white first.
Last player standing.
That is going to be a beautiful peak from Dreams as saving a teammate. 1v1, 1v2 right now. Muffin Loop has the operator in hand, but they are sticking it. Pros don't fake. Half the kill is done, and it's going to be Muffin Loop getting both the kills with the operator's shots. Quick peeking, quick dash away, and a quick re-peek to get Asteria to match point. I did not think, that retake was even going to be possible, but that was some utility usage coming in from the side of El Streak. You really have to give it to Dreams for staying alive when two people are pushing her with operators like that. She stays alive. She manages to get a pick as well, and the Sova utility from PT is going to take that Viper's pit down. However, though, it is nevertheless going to be Asteria taking the round after the back off the back of those two ults, and of course, Muffin Loop's insane clutch coming in with the operator, a lovely peek
You want to
coming
play?
in and
Let's
getting
play.
the kill. And it is going to be 12-6 right now. The ult committed by Uzi Boozy towards this base side, trying to make sure that she can stay alive. He's going to be suppressed here and will be caught, unfortunately, and that's going to be a free kill for Elubu. The trades coming through a very quick though, and Shreya, she will use the totem to get another kill as well. So it is going to be a 3v4, retake and a mid coming as a spike already goes down. There are still some ults available, but the backup with Capricious is going to get two of them, and from more, and it's going to be a 3v2 as Capricious quickly equalizing with Muffin though, doing her best to do a lot of damage as much as possible. And Shreya will be going down as well. 1v1 right now. Muffin versus Dreams are here. And Dreams are struggling to hit her shots. Can Dreams do it? Can Dreams keep the dream alive is the question. As Muffin Loop and her are playing Ring Around the Roses here while the clock ticks onto the spike. And Muffin Loop will peek, will miss the shot, will pick up the rifle instead. And the timing though is gonna matter here. Muffin will get Dreams out down solo and hit the headshot. Finally, Asteria closing things out yet again. 13-6 this time. 2-0, looking like they're putting up a dominating performance, and it might even seem like it's going to be a 3-0 looking at the way they're playing today.
It is 2-0, one step away from winning the crown champions for WD Cup Season 3 Luna Women's Only Tournament here. Let's see if that is going to be the case of scenario, because next map is going to be the choice of Asteria. If they are able to break even, and not even break even indeed, they were doubled up in terms of score. 13-6 is massive. They have proven their worth on the map of Breeze. I think they are enough. They have done it enough, and I would really not want to see 3-0, to be honest. I would want to see a little bit of comeback, a little bit of extra competition coming in from team like Airstreak, who has done a commendable work to qualify towards the second slot of grand finals, and this is the last ray of hope. If they are not able to do it right now into the very third map of grand finals, I'm afraid there's nothing left. Furthermore, let's head towards the highlights on the map of Breeze.
I think on Breeze, definitely Asteria did put up a very dominating performance here as well, especially considering they started off on defense there. They managed to get a lot of rounds in their favor, and definitely, especially this round clutch coming in from Elubu, it was insane, because you don't expect Elubu, you don't expect her to win a 1v2 like that, but just because of the low time and the spike being dropped, that was going to be a clutch coming in. And I think that though the MVP for this map as well is probably going to be PT, if not Muffin Loop here, because even if the number of kills were different between these players, PT has definitely had the most impact. So I think that my vote for MVP in this tournament is definitely going to be PT, because throughout the entire tournament, whatever agent she's been playing, whether it's Sage or Sova, she has been having a lot of impact, a lot of kills, a lot of damage, a lot of utility, and I think that that's definitely going to be the case again as we watch her on Breeze here though. In the meantime, on the opposite side, it's going to be Asteria who are proving to be the better team here, with a lot of kills, trades coming through quickly, and even if they lose a player, they don't panic. We've seen them win like multiple rounds where it was like a 3v5 or something. First round, in fact, the pistol, it was going to be a 2v4, and the retake was absolutely perfect, especially with Meow 16K's 3 kills. And talking about Meow 16K on that, the KO, just an absolutely phenomenal performance. Lot of good flashes, the knife doing a lot of information, and of course just the raw shots coming in from her and the perfect peaks with the flashes. It's so well timed, and definitely just doing a better job for a team here.
It was a very good clean job. From 10-4 to 10-6, it was a good work for Team L3, but ultimately they were not able to continue with what they started. And Eluwu trying to get the final frag for herself, made it to 11-4, and then it was a fight of the equals, 3 versus 3. And as soon as I say that, my bad, it was the last one standing where Muffin was not allowed to save the operator, and she was picked down by Capricious. Well, Capricious and Muffin Loop has this particular crispy aim coming in, fight of the equals and winning that duel. I think Muffin went ahead with the rage mode on. After that, I did not see a single round where Muffin did not get a triple for herself. You need to have those trigger points activated, and I think this was the trigger point for Muffin Loop, where she was able to get those much required triple for her teammates, for her team, to get the score line of 2-0 on the map of Breeze.
Enemy remaining.
This clutch, especially from Muffin, with the patience, the peak, they didn't expect her to be here, and the second kill, especially on PT, the way she was able to move it down and hit the shot. I mean, of course, it's an operator, you can hit somebody anywhere and you still get the kill, but it still takes like a little bit of adjustment, and Muffin Loop was absolutely perfect on it. This round, especially from Capricious, it looks so promising. Got it to a 1v1, but dreams are what's going to be the clutcher, and it's going to be Asteria winning it.
Asteria winning it with the massive buffer on the map selection coming in from Team L Streak. Now, let's see how the third map is going to deliver the score line, because last room of opportunity for Team L Streak. But talking about Asteria here, they are having the exact room of opportunity of achieving the title, being the crown winners. Let's see if that is going to be the case of scenario or no. If that is going to be the play set coming in from Team Asteria, not allowing a single point, finishing the day with the fashion of 3-0 score line. And talking about L Streak, they are not utterly in the form where we have witnessed having them play the Breeze map 13-5, and now today they lost 13-6. So I don't know how the things are not working for Team L Streak, and what is working is Brixie was not allowed to defuse here. She rushes towards the spike, realizing that there's nothing much more that can be done here.
Nothing can be done indeed, and this is the thing to note, because the third map is going to be Ascent, and so far I don't think we've seen Asteria lose a single matchup on Ascent today or in this entire tournament. So definitely it is going to be their map pick, and things are not looking very good for L Streaks, because if that's going to be the case, it's just going to be really rough for them to try and make a comeback. However, we said the same thing on Haven before. We did see them manage to win 13-6. So if they can buck up, if they can gain the momentum and even get one map in their favor, the next map might be looking even more favorable, because if they can get through Ascent, it's going to be Bind, which is going to be their map pick. And last time they played Bind, it was close. It went to overtime, and they can definitely manage to fix their mistakes and take it forward. So definitely I'm looking forward to this. It's not over yet. It looks a bit depressing, I will admit, but you never know. Teams can always find their strength towards the time when things look most desperate, and while that is the time for L Streaks, it is do or die. If they manage to win the next one, they will still have a chance. But if Ascent goes Asteria's way, they are going to be the champions of this tournament, of the Luna Cup. And yeah, it is going to be the next map heading up very, very soon. So Taria, what are your predictions for Ascent here?
Well, Ascent is home ground for Team Asteria, where they have gone 13-0. I don't know how they are going to go ahead against Team L Streak, where they have won it against L Streak as well, though the scoreline was not 13-0, sure, it was somewhere around 13-10. And Muffin is, I don't know what the power is for Muffin on the map of Ascent. She just runs around in the garden and gets some frags for herself. We are going to talk about Ascent a little while later, but what we have is the exact scorecard about how the performances have been for the map of Breeze and who was the key player for the either of the sides, because Muffin, sure, on the side of Asteria, without a doubt, she was able to get those quadras, she was able to get those triples all time repeatedly. But on the other side, who do you think we are going to witness as an MVP on the side of L Streak?
I actually think there's no competition on the side of L Streak, because it was clearly by far PT who was doing the job for her team. Most of the rounds which they won, it was off her ultimates or her getting a 4K or whatever. In fact, we did see her go for the ace as well yet again. 4 kills in a row, had to take down Muffin Loop for the ace. But unfortunately for her, it's going to be Muffin Loop who hits that op shot, and that is going to be PT denied for the ace here. In fact, like we mentioned before, PT is the only player in this tournament who has not one but 2 aces to her name. So I think that definitely she is the MVP for this map as well. She was the MVP on Haven. She was the MVP for Breeze as well, and I definitely think that it is going to be her name coming in. On the opposite side, I think it's going to come down to between Muffin Loop and Meow 16K. Most likely Muffin Loop, like you mentioned, because she did get a lot of kills. But depending on the assists and depending on the damage, Meow 16K did a lot of work as well. And I think that one of the most interesting things to see for me was Shreya on the Chamber and Elivu on the Viper, because I'm so used to seeing Shreya play very, very patiently and calmly with a lot of sneaky plays, that watching Elivu play so aggressively was a pleasant surprise. And I think that that's one of the reasons why Asteria really managed to do well in this map. Multiple rounds, you saw aggression coming in from both Meow 16K and Muffin Loop or Elivu on the opposite side. A lot of lurking, a lot of well read plays coming in. And I think one of the most crucial rounds was Elivu clutching that 2v1, because after that, it pushed the side of L6 into yet another eco, gave Asteria the momentum, scoreline became 7-2, and the lead was just too much for the side of L6 to try and make a comeback on. So I think that we are going to be having the scoreboard shortly, and I'm looking forward to be seeing if we are going to be right, Tanya, and if it is going to be these players coming in. So looking at the tournament MVP though, which player do you think has the best chance of stealing it away from the other?
I don't know who is going to win the tournament though, but if we had to just have a look at PT, for sure she has double aced, but we are not going to only get the ace getting counted. It is always going to be a multiple processing before we count an MVP. So let's see who is going to give a competition. I think if Muffin continues to do so what she has done on the map of Breeze, we can also see Muffin on the leaderboard as an MVP by the end of the day. But the garden, the walk, the evening walk, not even a morning jogging, it is just a casual evening walk for Muffin on the map of Ascent, and she never gets caught. I don't know how. It's the dashes, it's the updraft, whatsoever. She's able to trade herself with total of 3 frags, 2 frags. So it is always a positive trade for her team, and the rest is done by either of the players. So Ascent home ground having Muffin into the form, everything is in favor of Asteria. They can end the day with 13-0, and this is the time when L Streak has to break the momentum. They have to do something out of the box. They need to pull some rabbit out of the hat to break this chain of 3-0, because I would never want to see a grand final ending with a 3-0 scoreline. Elstick has done fairly enough work to reach to the grand final.
I mean, definitely. Again, the last time that we saw these guys, these two teams in the best of three, it was a 2-1 and it was super close. One match was overtime, the other was 13-11. And, it just was such a tough fight. And this time, it just seems like Asteria, they're having it really, really easy here. And yeah, it just makes me wonder what exactly the side of Elstrix is not doing right going forward in this matchup. But that's the thing. I feel like Muffin she's going to be very happy that the tournament is happening on the current patch of Valorant, because fun fact, the next patch, Jet
Yeah.
is getting nerfed. And it is a terrible nerf, because right now everybody who takes Jet, gets overconfident, plays really aggressively with the operator rifle, thinking, hey, I can just dash back with the press of a button. That's all getting cancelled. Because right now you have to initiate your dash. There might be a small delay or not. We haven't looked at the exact gameplay yet, but you have to press the button yet again. And that's going to make trading your Jet much easier. Hopefully, from now on, we stop seeing all these insta-locker Jets in gameplay going forward, because it is so annoying. You always have some person who insta-locks Jet, and 99% of the time in game, guess what they do? They dash in and they die.
But after the nerf part, let's see how the competitive circuit is going to go ahead. Because if we talk about one duelist coming into action, it is always Jet, and there is nobody to replace Jet. But after this nerf coming in, I'm very sure none of them might be happy, especially Jet mains. Might be trying to sleep, okay, trying to sleep, because it is their main agent and they are doing commendably well. And I don't know how the competitive circuit will go. Casual rank matches, still you can replace, but competitive, you need to have that Jet, the dash, the tailwind that we call it precisely, and the updrafts still remain intact, but kill and run away, hit and run scenario is not going to function. Furthermore, the nerf is real one. It is grand finals, ladies and gentlemen, for WD Black Cup season 3 Luna, powered by AMD, streaming partner, esports partner are Skyesports. It is best of 5 between Streak and Asteria. 2 point of streaks coming in from Asteria, and this is the win point for Asteria.
I mean, so far looking at this finals, it does seem like L streaks are indeed having an L streak, but they would want to try and break it going forward, hopefully, because we do still have three maps lined up. So if they can get one and then the other, it is going to be Icebox coming in. And I really want to see these teams play Icebox because I don't think we've seen L streaks really play Icebox properly, and I want to see that gameplay coming in from them. Though, more than that, I think that they're just having a very rough time today finding the synergy that usually
Yeah.
serves them so well. And it's just been a really rough start because towards the latter end of the map, they finally managed to, pull it together and get a couple of beautiful rounds. But by then, the round lead that Asteria has is too late. So far, the halves have been like 10-2 and I believe it was 8-4. So when you have like that kind of a lead coming in, it makes it really, really hard to overcome. And the thing is that this is going to be Ascent. And Ascent for me, you think Muffin Loop is scary, but I will tell you the scariest player for Assyria on Ascent is, in my opinion, Eluvu. Sure, Killjoy got nerfed, but on Ascent, I still think she's one of the most powerful sentinels available. And whether you're playing on A or B side, it's just gonna make getting into the site so hard. Let's say you want to push the B side, you're gonna have a turret to break first. When you're breaking the turret, the Killjoy is gonna peek you and kill you. That's kill number one. You finally manage to break the turret, you make your way onto the site, and you try to go towards first lane. There's gonna be a toaster oven set up, a couple of swarm grenades, a couple of like the alarm bot as well. You step onto it, you're gonna get fried. That's kill number two. And it's gonna damage a lot of players in the meantime as well. So Killjoy definitely looking very scary. And Eluvu, she plays it so cleanly. Like it's not just her aim, being a radiant female radiant from Pakistan, she is going to have insane aim. But more than that, she is just the monster that haunts you in the dark. You have no idea where she's gonna be popping up from. And really, she has been doing a phenomenal job today so far. She was the MVP for Asteria with that chamber on Haven. 13-4 scoreline, largely contributed by her. We did see multiple clutches coming in, I think one or two of them with the chamber, and of course, a lot of kills as well. So that is going to be her being the MVP. And on Breeze as well, the surprise that she was playing with, Viper getting that pivotal round in Asteria's favor, that is going to be the case that.
And I'll be very honest, on the map of Ascent, I'm not seeing Shreya anybody but Omen. And we have seen that what she has done on the map of Ascent in the previous days of this particular tournament as well as before that. So I would definitely wouldn't want a switch over there at any cost. I would want Shreya to continue the Omen plays that she's doing. Elu as a KJ, as she has been doing a very good swarm grenade play post plant, and she's able to also capitalize on it being the solo survivor. So it is the good pick. But my question will be, will we see KO once again coming in from Meow? Because she has done a commendable work. Maybe she was not the top fragger this time. That's fine. If you are being supportive to your team, you don't have to be top fragger. That is just build up in your mind that if you're top fragger, if you're team MVP, that is how you win the team. That is how you win the match. That is not necessary if you are able to give that team support required. And that was perfectly done by Meow. On the other side, though, it was mix of all. They were a little confused on the attackers side. Few players did try to push in through two-way double doors mid, but nothing was seemed to functioning well. But this time on the map of Ascent, I don't think it is any difficulty coming in. One of the oldest map, one of the most comfortable map for any of the competitive player, female professional players. It is just like a walk, a wind. We can say the map of Ascent is as good as wind, but wind is going to blow who down is going to be a question, because wind can turn into a storm for one team here, and that is going to be L Streak not winning the tournament with a scoreline of 3-0. But will Asteria be able to create that sort of a storm?
I mean, so far they have been trying their best to do so and have been succeeding because they have won the first two maps, and this is their map pick. They haven't lost yet on Ascent, and in fact, they've been the only team I think to get a 13-0, on stream, and that was on Ascent as well. So definitely, we are looking forward to seeing if they can close us out with a perfect scoreline. I think so far they've only dropped one or two maps in the entire tournament, so definitely they are looking very, very strong here. Never give up though. That's gonna be El Streaks' motto, and you say wind when I say tailwind. If Capricious can find the momentum on the jet, that might be what it takes to change things around. And I think last time we saw Ascent as well, it was going to be Dreamsa who played the Omen. So if she can create some flashy plays, some insane TPs, and those perfectly timed paranoias we saw last time, it might be Elstrix taking it. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, but there's definitely a possibility. And like you, Tanya, I hope that this does go into the next map because a 3-0, that's just really sad for a finals. Either way, though, that's what Assyria wants. And looking at the agent selection, Assyria, they haven't changed anything. They've gone in for the usual lineup. Elivo on the KJ, Meow 16K on the KO, Muffin Loop on the Jet, Britzy on the Sova, and Shreya on the Omen. And honestly, this Muffin Loop Meow 16k combo on a shot, that's the most scary thing in the game.
For sure, that is without a doubt. Uzi Buzi will continue as a sentinel for the team and will be the KJ. Capricious, without a doubt, is going for the duelist play. The Nisha versus Britzy will be spotted every single time, but except for team L Streak is going for the double duelist setup. On the other side, we are witnessing double initiator setup. So let's see how everything is going to work out in whose favor. Instead of Omen play, PT is looking forward to Astra play, and we have spotted PT going as an Astra before within this tournament. So we can expect those gravity wells, vulnerable spots where the kills are being confirmed by Capricious PT trying to make the players vulnerable. But will Team Asteria fall into those sort of traps? Because one of the comfort zone for Team Asteria is it is their home ground map of Ascent. And having said that, we are having one more player here joining us, Kohaibi, the player to watch out for, who has done commendable work for Team L Streak to qualify towards grand finals.
I think that the combination of Kohebi and Capricious might be exactly what the side of Elstrix need to win this map, because both of them are really aggressive. And Kohebi, I think she's one of the top ranked duelists in the entire Asian region here. So definitely Kohebi on that race might be the difference maker, which the side of Elstrix really, really needs here. Both her and Capricious, known for their aggressive plays and their insane aim, that might be exactly what's needed to get the entry onto site. And once the spike goes down, Tarisha as well as PT along with Uzi Wuzi, they have a lot of post plan util, because you do have the Astra's Astral, pull, you do have the Killjoy's Nano Swarms, and you have the Shock Darts as well from Tanisha. So definitely, if the spike goes down, that is going to be in their favor. They are, however, I think going to be starting off on defense here. So every single round they can get, that's going to be in their favor. It's going to be less trouble coming in for them. And with the comp they have, if they can play aggressively and try to get some picks, it is going to be the advantage for them. And it does seem like they are planning for that, because it's going to be Kohype and Capricious towards mid here. If anybody walks into that, that's going to be deadly. And nope, it is just going to be players holding from both these sides. And so far, it seems like they want to push B. They have to make their way through the Killjoy utility though. And I think they realize that the Killjoy usually plays B. And it's going to be Elu, in fact, who's going to be the first fight towards A if she's not careful when she's speaking.
Right now, they did go for the split of 3-2. Now they are going for 1:2. It's the two players through the mid. Capricious will get the first blood. PT will be traded by Shreyo. Let's see how Muffin Loop is going to take down Capricious. Capricious did realize that there was some threat, so she just moved out of the way and went ahead towards side B because of the turret buzzing, and you have to make a move. But Kohaibi is also confused whether to watch out for the mid or the B or A, because now certainly it is all A stacked. All three players stacking up A except for one player, which is going to be Muffin, trying to enter through the mid. Will she capitalize on it? Will she be able to get any frags? Kohaibi is also waiting for the entry. It is all about time game now.
30 seconds left.
Seconds to get the side control. Alongside that, they also have to get those frags and side control, planting the spike. It is a long journey, not anymore. It is all about 20 seconds now.
Engineer killed.
But Kohaibi, she's gonna use that recon to her advantage. Get one, will get two in fact, goes for third, and is going to have to reload though at the wrong time. It's gonna be a 2v2 right now. Britzy looking really, really low here. Will be caught by Tarisha. Spike drop, 2v1 is gonna come down to just Muffin Loop with that Sheriff. All they have to do is play time, and Tarisha's like, no, I don't even need to play time. I'm just gonna peek and take you down. Finally, the pistol round going in the favor of Elstrake, having a good start here. And again, that killer combo of Kohaibi and Capricious coming through. That initial kill towards mid with Capricious getting that headshot. And of course, after that, Kohaibi pushing through the smoke of Tarisha's recon, getting one through the smoke, pushing on that, getting another, and taking Britzy down to a really low HP. In fact, if she had more bullets, I'm sure she would have gotten that third kill as well. And it seems like this is exactly what the side of Elstrix needed. They are going to be going in for that better buy right now. 4 Spectres and 1 Sheriff from Uzi Wuzi. On the opposite side, it's going to be just Sheriffs and it's going to be Sheriffs and Classics though. We can't count them out yet, because we have seen some insane shots coming in, especially with the Sheriff with players like Muffin Loop and Meow 16k. She's going to barely dodge that recon as they try and go in towards this B site here. Not one but two players playing towards the Stazzy, and Hybe, she's going to peek and toss that nade, doing a lot of damage. Britzy taking so much, left on just 68 HP as that Nanoswarm goes off. Perfectly timed. Uzi Boozy really playing that KJ well. Let's see if Asteria can actually do anything here.
What is Asteria up to again? If you have a look at L streak right now, they are playing time, and that is what you have to do. If you are on the defenders, you don't have to push it through. You don't have to try to go get those early frags. But on the course, Meow 16 will get the garden entry, and they are going for the stock start. 0 Point has revealed the position, and look at the push. All frags taken down. Last man standing. It is going to be victory. Going for the right click. Tanisha with the triple. Tanisha is buffed suddenly. She did not perform so well in the map of Breeze. I think they have realized they will be out of the tournament. They will be far, far away from winning the tournament if they don't do it right away. So I think this buff is with the pressure, the way she is being performing. Tanisha with the 5 frags and 0 death. That is a good performance. On the other side, 1 frag each for Shreya, Muffin, and Britzy.
It is going to be the advantage coming in for the side of Airstreaks with that flawless round after the pistol. But the issue is that they still have to win this bonus going forward. They do have all this sectors to play with, and they are going to be playing these close angles here. PT though is going to be in the smoke. She's out, and Muffin Loop is going to get the headshot on her. Timing not in her favor. The spray through the smoke continues as Tanisha is going to be playing the same angle in the smoke. She tries to make a play to move that, and Muffin Loop this time, I don't think she spots her, and it's gonna be Tanisha who has the position here. The sort of advantage if you picks her at the right time, that's gonna be so much damage, assuming that these two players don't fall back. And Tanisha, she has to peek soon because Muffin, it seems like she's gonna be coming forward, and that's gonna be the trade coming through. 4-4 right now. Asteria, the gun picked up as well.
Got an AR for a Spectre, and with that, they also got 1 frag. An alarm bot triggered, realizing there's somebody who is trying to push, and that somebody is none other than Britzy. Paint shells are also coming to an action. Stop duck near to the market area, and Kohaibi will be able to take down Elu, whose spike is dropped down. But still under the control of Team Asteria. Look at Uzi. Boozy might be able to get a frag here. Will she be able to? Yes, she will be. She took down Vandal for free. It is 4 versus 2 now. Let's see how everything is going to function with 2 swarm grenades placed
30
right
seconds left.
over here. I think it is 30 seconds, and time is the essence. Once again, within 30 seconds, they need to have a side control. Capricious has realized that the players are on the verge of rotation. She needs to reach outside A, and successfully they have managed to reach. It is Meow and Creo made a movement and also used the frag
10 seconds
grenade to
left.
delay any heaven's entry to not allow the spike planting, and Creo on the course will be able to get that required frag, reducing it to a 2v3 affair.
This is still very much winnable for the side of Asteria, but I don't know if they will expect the player coming in through main here. Tanisha has made the gap all the way around.
enemy
She will be
remaining.
able to take down Shreya. It's going to come down to just Meow 16A, and it's going to be Uzi Boozy who takes it down even before the recon reveals that position. The bonus going in the favor of L-Streak here, and there was some plays coming in from them because, the bait came from PT. Either she wanted to go over to Vines or she was waiting for a teammate. Either way, Tanisha, she managed to make that play and take down Muffin Loop, the star fragger for Asteria. And that was going to be 4v4, the weapon picked up as well. And this shot from Kohaibi, that peeking off, the turret, and, towards Uzi Boozy getting that kill towards mid as well. That was really wonderful. Capricious, I think she just dashed to see if she could deny the plant of the spike, if Meow 16k would panic. But Shreya, she did get that kill. And even though it looked like a second, Asteria had a chance, it wasn't good enough because Tanisha, she was on the lurk and she was able to close it out. It's gonna be Asteria and Eco right now. 1 Spectre, 1 Marshall, and everything else is gonna be like pistols. Kohaibi will hear the dash, and that's gonna be the nade thrown through, doing a lot of damage here. Not much actually. Muffin Loop will take some, but everybody else is going to be able to stay away. And it seems like it's going to just be a hard B push right now. Kohaibi and Capricious both playing here in this close angle. And let's see if they can actually manage to make their way onside, because there's a lot of stuff in their way. PT gets 1, tries to get 2, and it's going to be Capricious in fact takes on Muffin Loop here with the Sheriff. Gets another one, the Sheriff.
Enemy remaining.
Capricious popping off. Like I mentioned, this duo is the tag team to watch out for. And Kohaibi and Capricious holding down the B side. A flawless for the side of L-Streak.
4-0, and now it is going to be a full buy on either of the sides. So this can be a game changer, and this shall be the game changer for Team Asteria if they're not able to make it through this round. I'm afraid building up on economy is going to be a little more than difficult. Capricious is ready with her op, and Tanisha being the highest fragger with that also. She's having an ultimate ready, Hunter's Fury. Muffin is also ready with her Blade Storm, but she's not going to use it right away. Not in this round for sure. She's going to save it for the save round. Mia has also got Null Command activated. Let's see when is she utilizing it. And I wanted to see that operator shot. If it's going to come into action, and operator will be put to shut down. Eluvu will be the first one to get that tap and put Capricious down. Let's see if Muffin is able to utilize that operator or no. But PT is holding garden area, and Recon Bolt has definitely revealed some of the players. How are they going to make use of it?
It is going to be 1 minute, more than 1 minute left on the clock, and that's going to be the Omen ulting towards A Heaven here, and will be cancelling it as she will be spotted. In the meantime, though, Tanisha, she makes her way back onto site here, while PT, she's going to be guarding the short area. Tanisha is going to be the game changer here, because if she can hold off this assault onto this A site, that is going to be important. And yep, that is going to be the ult committed from Meow 16K. Tanisha, though, will be taken down by Muffin. Look, make that a 3v5 right now. PT will be spotted. That's going to be KO going down. And the door will be broken as well. So the revive is going to be really, really rough here. And yep, Britzy is trying to get it up, but PT getting one, PT getting two. PT is a player to watch out for here, and that is going to be the spike planted. One player Heaven, one player towards main. Muffin getting down Uzi Boozy, the Astra ult being popped, and that is going to force the Killjoy Outlaw to go down as well. And honestly, if they can stick the diffuse, that is going to be the victory coming through as Kohaibi. She's going to be watching this, but there is no time left. And oh my god, Kohaibi! That is not legal! And that is going to be the lockdown broken and the diffuse coming through. Kohaibi, man. Where was she all this time? If Asterix had it seemed like they would have had a much better performance. And that's going to be 5-0 right now. Verge of a comeback, it seems like, as they hold strong against Asteria, even in a 3v5.
0-5 right now, 5 consecutive rounds backed by female streak, and we have never seen this sort of a play. Null Command was utilized, it was put to shut down. Everything was just about right, and last man standing was also put to shut down. Somehow everything functioned well, and as you mentioned, getting Uzi Boozy down, breaking the lockdown, nothing seemed to work. Not all, even all ultimates being activated. Null Command, lockdown, as well as Blade Storm. Still they lost a round, and that was full buy, mind you. They lost a full buy, so this is going to be the save round for them. Muffin looks a little aggressive, going with the updraft, try to push it in. Capricious did face a loss against Eluvu in this sort of a peak, but not every time is Sunday, not every day is Sunday. This time she's going to make sure that she's going to reduce a player. It is 5 versus 4. Spike is still under the control of Asteria, and 5v4 is still doable. Market gates are shut down. Kohaibi is trying to peek through the spawn, and PT might be also able to get a pick here, and it is going to be Britzy with a Marshall versus Vandal against PT.
It is going to be the Omen Valorant coming through, but PT is going to be too good for that, getting the trades quickly. Muffin Loop takes on Tanisha, but Britzy takes on PT instead, make that a 3v2 right now. But KO is so low. Meow 16K barely has any HP to contend with as they make their way back towards the A side. Up short, Kohaibi though, she's going to be reading this. She's going to make sure that nobody's looking up towards her from mid, and it is going to be them trying to go for that retake on that A side. Britzy though, she could be the person who saves this, because she does have that Hunter's Fury to play with if necessary, but ideally, it's a 3v2. You want to try and get an advantage first and not play your ult, because it's just going to be almost impossible, I would say. And the thing is that Meow 16K, she's not watching the right thing. Kohaibi and Meow 16K awkwardly playing against each other. And yep, that's going to be Meow going down. 1v3 right now, and Kohaibi was going to clean things up yet again. Man, Kohaibi, where were you all this time? That is the question on everybody's mind probably, as these clutches are coming through in quick succession. Insane shots, insane kills, and really good utility usage. 6-0. Asteria looking absolutely clueless for the first time in the series.
Asteria looks shaky on the map of Heaven. Ascent. That was the last thing that I was. It goes out of my expectations. It goes out of my assumptions, and it is AMD tactical pause to create some new tactics, to create some new strategies, and they need to make sure they do it right away, because the score is clear. 6-0. No matter they go full buy, no matter they go only pistols, no matter they go full buy with 3 ultimates, nothing is working into their favor. Everything is going clean sweep for Team L Streak. They are sweeping away everything coming their way. And on the way, they have built up total of 3 ultimates. They have got Kohaibi, Showstopper. They have got PT's Hunter's Fury. Capricious has got her Blade Storm ready. On the other side, we can see that they have got a Hunter's Fury ready as well. But how are they willing to utilize it shall be the question here. And what changes are they going to bring in after this AMD tactical pause? Because I would definitely not want the scoreline to build up so high that there is no returning back. And this is what exactly Team Asteria has done in first 2 matches which they have backed in.
Definitely, they have managed to take the lead, and I think Kohaibi has taken some inspiration going in from them. She is back with a vengeance, and she's exactly what the side of Elstreak needed here. I think that's going to be a serious strat, Go kill Kohaibi, take down Capricious as well. That's going to be the round. That seems to be what their strat is so far, and they are in fact going to be going for a 5-stack push right now. They have a full buy yet again. Last round we did see Muffin Low with that hero rifle, but everybody else is going to be just a pistol. But oh my god, the paranoia connects, but still TT is able to play the smoke and take down Muffin Low. Stays alive as well. Capricious taking a little bit of damage, but still doing quite well. Tanisha throwing down her shock darts here, trying to do some damage, but that's going to be the utility spam towards A main, pushing the players off. Yeah. The Astra pull, the gravity well, and as well as the shock darts, making sure that anybody who goes in towards the main, rushing in blindly, is going to pay for it. Asteria, though, they're going to be a little bit too smart for that and just wait if anybody is going to be pushing out again. On the opposite side, though, L-Streaks, they know that they have the advantage. 3 players towards this A side. All they have to do is hold this deadly crossfire, which they are maintaining so far, and things are going to be going in their favor. The Recon Bolt has recharged as well, but so Capricious, she's going to hit that flick onto Meow 16k, make it a 3v5 right now. The Recon Bolt is going to be destroyed, given information that there's at least one player playing that, and Shreya is going to TP onto the opposite side, probably for a double peek off the turret, but that's going to be instantly broken. Capricious finally taken down, 4v3 right now, and it seems like it's going to be an A hit.
Let's see how everything is going to work. 3 versus 4. This time 30 seconds still remaining. They've got an opportunity to plant the spike, and I think they can with the Shreo trap getting connected, except for Kohaibi having the plans of using Showstopper right on time, stopping the power which Shreya was trying to implement here, and Kohaibi with the triple will be winning this flawless round. 7-0 continues. There's nothing that can stop the streaks coming in, win streaks coming in from Team L Streak.
Kohaibi, man, where was she? That was some round coming in from her, and honestly, it looked like Asteria were finally going to have a round on the board, but that showstopper kill, as well as that peek from heaven, isolating those fights, playing with the smoke, that is going to be 7-0 for the side of L-Streaks here, and Asteria, they're going to have a little bit of a broken buy. You are going to be seeing 2 pistols, 2 rifles, but a Guardian and 1 rifle, a hero rifle from Britzy here, but everybody else is going to be on a little bit of a half buy here. They do have 2 ults, so they have the Hunter's Fury as well as the lockdown to play with. If they want to rush this B side, they can. That lockdown can prove really instrumental here. Kohaibi is going to start things off with that boom bot, trying to give away some early information, as Capricious is going to be playing aggressively here. In the meantime, though, all the players from Asteria are going to be waiting towards B-Link main to see if anyone's going to be pushing mid, because the side of, they're used to doing that, and they're thinking that perhaps the side of L-Streaks might be getting overconfident here. And look at Kohaibi's position. The moment Capricious spots somebody, she's ready with that nade to throw down and help her teammate get away. This crossfire towards B-main is so deadly, and yep, that is going to be the round here if anybody walks into it. Asteria just watching, waiting for LC to make a mistake, but they don't seem to be doing that so far, and what a timed grenade there.
Here.
The grenade did not deliver any damage. Capricious is still holding the same position. It is going to be a double peak for Capricious. I'm afraid what is she going to do with it? And this is exactly what I was expecting. Elivu will take down Capricious. Tanisha will take down Meow. And of course, it is the fight of equals. But not only that, it is the time lockdown will be used right on time. They are going to get the side control. Let's see if it is going to be any easier or any difficult. On the course, Kohaibi is going to hit the self-push to the Nebula. Getting 1 second. She has been beaten. Down, of course, you are going to take her down. It is Fritzy with that Oozy Boozy, trading immediately, and 10 seconds. Muffin being the last player surviving. Alarm bot triggered, position revealed, 1 versus 3, and there's nothing much more that can be done by Muffin with only Marcy.
And she is gonna go down. She should in fact go down, because if she doesn't, she's gonna lose out money. It was a half buy for the team, and she wants to make sure she'll have enough credits next round to go in for that full buy. But yeah, what a round coming in from Kohaibi, especially that play Poor Meow 16K did not expect anybody to be that close, or was it Shreya? Shreya did not expect anybody to be that close when the lockdown was close to ending. And for her efforts, Koabi is not gonna walk. Is gonna walk away with not one but two. Look at that KDA, 14-2 right now. Everybody else is on single digits. In fact, Meow 16K, who has been performing insanely well so far in these two maps, is gonna have a little bit of a slow start. In fact, and Kohabi, she is the hero for El Streak, the one that they really needed at this juncture. And you know, if she continues to play like this, especially on the next map of Vine, which is gonna be El Streak's pick, and a map where Raze is so valuable, it is gonna be the difference maker. Again, multiple players towards this A site here. You know, they're going to be going forward, but they don't check the corner. Capricious with the judge is going to get one. Finally, Meow 16K getting the kill and will be falling back, but the Hunter's Fury is going to take her down. 4v3 right now. Tanisha doing a lot of damage with it. Hybe is still going to be left alive. There is also the lockdown available from Uzi Boozy if they want to try and retake this site. So far, it seems like they're undecided where to go, but they are heading for the B side. You can see Shreya deciding where they want to take the spike. She goes towards B, goes back towards A, and wherever they have to go, they have so many obstacles in their way. They have a player towards mid being detected, but it's going to be BT that who is holding her best. And Eluvu though, she's going to get the headshot, and that's going to be the B side left open.
Spike down
Doesn't matter
A.
though, as Tanisha will get the spike.
Tanisha has got the spike control. Let's see how everything is going to work out. It is 2 versus 3, 33 seconds remaining. And
30
Britzy
seconds
is
left.
going to have a face-off here. PT versus Britzy. It is the fight of the wise. That is how their name ends. Except for Britzy might have to face a double peak coming in. And as soon as she heard that ultimate op being picked up, she uses it as getting the frag. And finally, with that frag, Elimu getting a triple. Not only a triple, the very first round. And a much-needed one to boost up the confidence for Team ASTERIA. So it is going to be 8-1 for the scoreline on the map of Ascent. This is exactly what we were not predicting, not assuming, but this is the element of surprise, and this is also the shocker coming in from the side of ASTERIA. It is their chosen map. So the day today has been by far, Zach, map chosen by other team is working better for the opponents.
I mean, I wouldn't say that because the first map did go for Asteria as well. Yeah, yeah, it was their pick. But nevertheless, in this map, you are exactly right, Tanya. That is the case. This is Asteria's pick, but it is not going their way. And you know what the worst part is? It could have still been 9-0 because if Kohavi hadn't picked that, Eluvu would have had no time to plant the spike. There was like less than 10 seconds left on the clock. But nevertheless, it's okay. They have the rounds to lose. They're already 7 ahead, you know, so it's okay. The more rounds they get, the better. And I don't think they'll be making the same kind of mistakes again. A little bit of overconfidence coming into play, but you know, they have the number of rounds to lose that and the lead here significantly. In the meantime, though, it seems like it's going to be a full-on B push here, and Uzi Boozy, she has to hold the fort.
Uzi Boozy will be revealed as well with the 0 point coming in from Meow 16 with the blade storm. The princess can be proven a little deadly. Let's see how everything is going to work out, realizing that there are enemies on the mid market. The frag grenade is also deployed by none other than Meow 16. They have got the spike control. Britzy is going to plant it immediately without a doubt, and this is going to be the very first plant right now after winning the very first round as well. Now going with the flash. Let's see if they are going to pick any frags or no. 2 players pushing through the smokes. Now this looks more than risky. Not only that, they are also forcing Cosmic Divide right now. Lots of ultimates as well as lockdown will be used. Everything is coming into action, and Uzi Boozy will take down Meow with the blade from the Freak is trying to get the entry and will be able to reduce as many players as possible. Little do they know there's one player who is totally detained, and is it going to be the disrespectful move? It is going for this disrespectful knife move, and it is 9-1 for the map of Ascent. El Streak leading it dominantly.
What a round, and that lockdown was beautiful coming in from Uzi Boozy because it covered all of sight. They had to, since there was nobody playing towards main or towards mid, they had to push towards it, and the crossfires being held were absolutely phenomenal. They just could not break the lockdown, just could not hold the site, and of course the ultimate disrespect coming through with that knife onto Shreya. But nevertheless, that is going to be the round in their favor. They are going to be pushed into an eco yet again. Eluvu has that Guardian. We did see her hit some crack shots before, but I don't think it's going to be enough because it seems like it's going to be a 10-2 half going forward. for the side of Celtics here, but finally managed to find their momentum here. A very aggressive push towards mid, and it's going to be Tanisha, who spots 2 or 3 players, will be falling back after doing a lot of damage. It's going to be watching B main instead. Woozy will get the kill as well and will close the door. So that is going to be her getting 2 kills. Goes to the third, but the door is still going to be in her way. And the crossfire, again, Tanisha taking out Britzy is going to be so important here. Freya will get a kill, but it's going to be still 2 players left. And Kohabi with the satchel peek is going to be spotting out Shreya here. They're trapped towards mid.
One enemy remaining.
But Kohabi and Capricious, the deadly duo towards mid, closing out the round. 10-1. Asteria looking like they're in a
Last
bad
round
position
in the
here.
half.
This is going to be the last round on the defender's side, and let's see if they're going to go a step closer towards match point, or it is going to be the score line that maybe not closer to victory, but sure, a little better than what they are right now. And if you have a look at the frags coming in from Kohaibi, with the showstopper being activated, she was able to shut down the form of Shreya when she was on the verge of getting a triple, and not only triple, also on the verge of winning the round when the spike was planted, almost planted. With total of 15 frags already, Shreya going with the smokes and also the Nebula and the paint shells being used. Recon balls have revealed the position, and Eluvo has got a sneaky angle hold. I think she might be able to get that early frag possibly, but look at Tanisha. She has got a sneakier angle to hold, and will she be able to capitalize it? Muffin is not going to allow that. She is going to put a shutdown, and alarm bot will be triggered. 0 point is still not being used. Turret wasted, and null command also activated.
There is a player stuck towards the back, and that's definitely hurts the press. But PT is gonna take. Look, Highway is in fact gonna get that kill onto Meow 16. Smoke comes down, but Capricious is gonna catch Muffin off guard. Make that a 3v5, but Britzy is there for the shade. Make that a 3v3 right now, unless they can get this KO up, which doesn't seem likely to be happening. And yep, that is gonna be the ultimate being popped here. But nobody is towards the side, and the spike goes down towards A instead here. The showstopper is launched towards mid, but I don't know if they expect a player to be here right now. And it's going to be Britzy who does manage to possibly get one. Nope. PT, even though she's only 30 HP, is going to nevertheless get that perfect headshot. And man, I don't know who's scarier in this match, whether it's PT or Kohaibi here, because both of them are doing such a phenomenal job. And it does seem like the retake is on. The clock is a little bit low though. Both these players under heaven. Paranoia will come through and give away Shreya's position. Kohaibi though, I don't know if she'll expect both players here. Will go on heaven, get the headshot. 1v3 right now. Gets a second as well. And the defuse will be coming through. Kohaibi, what a round. I actually have no words. Kohaibi and PT making this work in their favor. 11-1 half. So close to an almost perfect scoreline. And Asteria, they look like, they're not looking very good. And it seems like S-Streaks, they are going to take us to a best of 5, Tanya.
They are going to take us to best of 5, and I'm happy about it. I never wanted to see a 3-0 on the grand finals, and it is great to see that the return of Kohaibi is also bringing up the momentum of Tanisha's performance, and PT is not being the top fragger, being an Astra. Let's hope that she is getting her soar back with that. She's able to accumulate those sort of frags. Nonetheless, it is not going to get counted. How many frags are you getting? Ultimately, what actually is going to matter is how are you winning. Now on the attacker's side, let's see what is the performances coming in from Team L Streak. Spike's responsibility will be held by Uzi Boozy right here. Meow with only 1 frag. Now that is not exactly as expected with the performances she showed on the map of Breeze. Muffin Loop does look a little aggressive here with the push, and the Sheriff, will she be able to get that 1 tap required? She has spotted a living hell. 5 players stacked up right in front of her eyes.
That is gonna make things a bit awkward, and she will survive it though somehow, because I have no idea how she managed to stay alive. It's gonna be half HP, but as long as you have some HP and the Sheriff, you can still try to hit a shot. And in the meantime, it's gonna be the Boombot trying to clear out his vital angles. Now 15k will be spotted though, and the Boombot coming towards her towards the end. Turret doing a lot of damage. Shreya getting those trades, but the trades are still coming through. Muffin Loop somehow staying alive, getting a kill as well, but the trades are dead yet again. 2v2 right now. Kohaibi spots 1 player towards heaven. And it's going to be the Recon not spotting anybody, in fact, as it breaks. Uzi Boozy will be able to get away onto the site and plant the spike. The turret, the third player for the side of Hellstreaks, is going to be spotting out somebody coming, Fritzy, in fact, coming towards this door here. The shock darts coming through, doing some damage, or trying to anyway, not doing much. It's going to be 2v2 right now. And under heaven, both of them stacked that shock that could be so pivotal here, but in fact doesn't really damage it. Kohaibi takes the headshot, it will go down. Uzi Boozy in a 1v1, but Britzy will close it out. Finally, Asteria showing some signs of life as the defuse will come through. 11-2, looks like they still have a chance, they still want to fight. The question is, will it be enough?
Would it be enough? I'm afraid with only 1 point being away from match point, it is never going to be enough. And right now, they're going for force by team Asteria will definitely go for the bye because they did win a round. But I did spot one of the specters coming in from L Streak as well. I don't know if I'm confused or not, but for talking about this particular round, Britzy did jump in as a savior, and it was much required round. And then, no, it was a frenzy indeed. It was not a specter. We are going to see a total of 2 frenzies coming in from Kohaibi and Uzi Buzi, and on the other side, we are going to see a lot of SMGs. Britzy will be sending a recon dart to just see to spot out if there's going to be a stack or a B stack. No living nightmare yet, just like Muffin did spot total of 5 players pushing it in. Muffin is going to have 1v1 duel with the player PT. It was a fight of the sheriff where PT won the duel, and that was it. I think it is a 5v4 battle and 1 point away for match point.
I mean, it is the advantage players-wise in the favor of Team L-Streaks here, but they still don't have the guns. And Meow 16k, she will have to hold down this fort here. Dash will come through, but the patience is insane. But the trades are that as well, and that's going to be the Spectre pick up. PT again towards mid, seeing if she can get another one. The Britzy will be too good with the run and gun to take her down. Shreya as well will spot a player, will get one, will tag the other for a lot in fact, and it's going to be Uzi Boozy who manages to get away on the side, has to get the spike down because otherwise it's going to be really rough here. Capricious will be getting one 2v2 right now. Capricious has to make this count because it's going to be a 1v2. Does a lot of damage, but has to reload at the worst time possible, and Britzy will run and gunner in the meantime. And it's going to be ASTERIA taking the round, but not without losing 2 guns as well as a sheriff, and Meows and the Omen Shreya losing her armor as well. It was a slightly expensive round for them, and now they have to probably go in for a full buy as well. Half armor and Andals will probably be coming through because they do not have the rounds to lose here.
They cannot afford to lose a single round. They have to continue with the momentum. They are trying to build, and I think they are doing a very good work in terms of defender side. Finally, we are getting to see some action from Asteria's side as well on the map of Ascent. Reduced it to 2v3 affair. Capricious was able to even make it an equalizer, but ultimately the final shot popped in, and with that shot also we did see the 3rd victory. Now this is the right time. We are going to spot a lot of vandals, a total of 5 vandals against the mix of marshals and specters. This shall be the round which L-Streak might reach towards the match point, because you always know weaponaries does matter. And drone will be sent by Tanisha. What information will she get is going to be a question for sure. Tanisha sending a drone, no information whatsoever. Drone is also going unspotted. Meow with a Heaven's angle is still waiting for the players to join in B, but it is a 5-stack push through the mid.
It is going to be 5 players here, and Muffin Loop is going to be the first person in the smoke they have to deal with. The shock dart already pushing her off that angle is going to let Tanisha cross, but that smoke is not very good here. And it is going to be Muffin Loop who thinks she has the advantage here, will peek, and it's going to be Capricious who takes it on with a lovely headshot. That's going to be 4v5 right off the bat, and it looks like they want to make their way into this B site here as she stashes forward. Kohaibi will be revealed. That is going to be the attacker. Killjoy ult popped as well. 2 players still on site here. It's going to be Eluvu who wants to try and hold down the fort all alone. Will get one with a frenzy, but it's going to be stuck on site here if this goes on. Getting on Meow 16k. In the meantime, Eluvu goes down as well. Just Shreya left alone in a 1v3.
30 seconds left.
No armor either. And the moment she peeks, it's going to be a headshot waiting for her. Never mind, it's going to be a headshot waiting for PT, but Kohaibi will take her down. 12-3, Asteria so close to losing this, and of course they are in the lead. It's going to be 2-1, but if it becomes 2-1 though, it's going to make things a bit more better for L-Streaks, especially with the confidence that they've seemed to find so far on this map. Kohaibi already on 20 and 6. PT right behind her on 17. A phenomenal job coming in from these 3 players, Capricious, Kohaibi, and PT. The killer trio, I would say, for the side of L-Streaks.
Killer trio, sure thing. Well, we can say that the entire team is into the killer form. They are performing very well with 2 ultimates being ready. We are seeing Astral form ready, and it is being coming into action immediately, if I'm not mistaken. And they are all trying to know. It was a Nebula that came into action, and we are still waiting for Astral form. That has to get activated, but are they willing to use it? Shall be the question. This is going to be the match point. This is going to be the match round victory point for Team L-Streak. Let's see if they are going to win it. Look at Muffin. Again, Muffin versus Capricious has been the rivalry, a never-ending rivalry. It continues to go on and on and on, and they are always peeking each other with the operators. And talking about Meow 16, she's got a good angle where she has to have a face-off against PT. It is a 1v1 duel, and they both are exchanging a little bit of damage. Indeed, massive damage. It's 42 HP left for Meow.
You are divided.
So Hybe will take down Britzy as well. In the meantime, the Astra ult will come through as well, and they have to try and hold on towards the short angle here. Kohybe will dodge the flash. If Meow goes in, she's gonna die, and yeah, Boozy will get her. Kohybe knowing there's only one more player, is gonna take Shreya as well. 2v3 right now. Kohybe doesn't catch. She's just gonna be rushing forward here if needed, and will be the site free for the rest of her team. It's gonna be one player
30
spotted,
seconds
but
left.
2v3 retake right now. Muffin still on that operator, has to try and switch guns to make things viable. Hybe, look at her position here towards shot. Might be the playmaker that her team needs if somebody goes down. Tanisha will take some headshot damage, but you know, the shock dart will come through, deterring these players further. And Eluvu, she might be caught at the wrong time as well. If unlucky, it's gonna be a 3v.
Remaining.
There are 1v3 right now. Muffin Loop getting one. Muffin Loop has to get 2 more to take this into the next one, or else it's gonna be game
Player
over. And
standing.
Kohybe, she will go. Kohybe is gonna be the last one. I'm sorry, PT is gonna be the last one. 1v1 right now. The time is low. The ultimate is available. Right click misses, and PT is gonna close things out. Finally, some signs of life for L-Streak as they wake up, take this map 13-3 in the most dominating lead we've seen so far in this matchup, and giving fresh hope to the fans of L-Streak here.
The fans of El Streak, the players of El Streak, it is a ray of hope created and a massive buffer, a good round, a good map, which is not chosen by El Streak but won dominantly. And that is very entertaining for me, because just like in the map of Breeze, which is not chosen by Asteria, still won in a dominant matters. So it is indicative that the map they are choosing, they are comfortable with, but they've already mastered some other map. Next map is going to be the map of Bind, and in the history of this WB Black Cup Season 3 Luna tournament, it has been a massive comeback for any of the teams, those who have participated, from 2-10 to 14-12, and it was exactly Asteria versus El Streak. And having map Bind next, I want to see who is writing their story, because the pattern is still going to continue. Asteria, if winning this map of Bind, they are going to be the title owners. But if not, El Streak is going to equalize it to 2-0, 2-2.
Yeah, it is going to be L Streaks. It is going to be L Streaks who do take this going forward, and it is going to be a scoreline. It is going to be a scoreline of 2-1 right now going into this. And yeah, it seems like El Streaks is doing a phenomenal job here of taking it forward, especially Kohybe coming back. That is going to be the change that was really needed here. And yeah, let's see if they can take this to a 2-2, because with the performance coming in on Ascent, it looked like it was a whole other team. I don't know where this L Streaks was in the last 2 matches, but it seems like they've finally woken up, and they're finally doing an incredible job, I would say, of making sure that they are moving forward in this tournament.
I did particularly spot the change in the play pattern of Tanisha in the map of Ascent. I think Ascent is comfort zone for Tanisha as well. The way she was able to get those first frags, as well as the continued frags, was like 3K sometimes, 2K sometimes as well. Not a triple every single time, but sufficient, fairly enough. She was able to get that much required 1 frag every single round. So Tanisha was underplaying for the previous 2 maps, is what my perception is. And as soon as she got a support from the raise of the team, which is Kohybe for now, I think that that double fragger setup went just about right, and they both started getting along so flawlessly, so smoothly, that there was nothing much more Team Asteria could have done to counter that. Though we did see that a good fight was shown on both the sides, but map of Ascent definitely going into the favor of team L Streak. The scoreline right now is 2-1.
It is 2-1. And before we head into the next map, which is going to be Bind, we are going to head into a small break. Stay tuned. This is the WD Black Cup Season 3 Luna Tournament, powered by AMD, Esports partner Skyesports, and we'll be right back after a short break.
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Spike planted. One enemy remaining. Spike planted. Flawless.
Welcome back to WD Black Cup Season 3 Luna Tournament. This is the best of 5 grand finals happening between Team Asteria and Team Elstreak. And what seemed to be an absolutely dominant run from Asteria so far has been suddenly ground to a halt because Elstreaks, they are back in style with their star duelist Kohaibi winning the third map, which is Asteria's pick, by the way, Ascent, with a scoreline of 13-3, a huge advantage. And while they are still one map behind, it looks like they finally found their footing. I'm Zach, and with me here is Star Tanya, and we are looking forward to the next map, which is going to be Bind. So, Tanya, what do you think so far?
Well, Bind has been a map where the comeback story was exactly written against the same team, against the same pattern, except for Kohaibi is joining in now. If Kohaibi can give joy, Kohaibi joining is one thing, but then Tanisha leveling up as soon as Kohaibi joining in. So I don't know if that makes sense or no. I think the teamwork is bettering up, leveling up, but still the advantage of winning the tournament, of being crowned, is still into the favor of Team Asteria. Let's see if they're going to make up through or it is going to be 2-all. And we are going to have that nail biting moment. We are going to have that sweaty match, icebox or no. Let's see what is going to come or no. We are heading for the next screen for the day, which is going to be about the map veto, and it is the map of Ascent. On the defender's side, we are going to witness L streaks, and on the attacker's side, if we talk about the playoffs by far, Bushereria versus Young, where Bushereria had to fight against Esteria. Esteria moves ahead on the winner bracket, and on the grand finals list, the first slot was easily booked and grabbed by Team Esteria. If you have a look at the working pattern of how L streak reached here, it was a long journey. They started from a winner bracket of match 4 against Team Villains, if I'm pronouncing it right. Then they had to face off against Team Orangutan. Then they were not able to win against Team Asteria, and that was the bind map where Asteria has written the best comeback story ever. Then they went towards the consolidation finals against Wushereria Bancrofty. They made it possible. They made it to the grand finals, and right now the score lines are 2-1, and it is going to be the equalizer map and equalizer match on the map of bind.
It is going to be the fight for the equalizer indeed, because Asteria, they don't want to give this map away. They know that if it goes to Icebox, there is a chance that they might be losing, and they don't want to let that happen. They do have the lead, and they would be looking to close it out 3-1. But the thing to note is that number one, the pick of Bind is going to be L Streaks. And the last time itself, even without the added firepower of Kohaibi, we saw them putting up a 10-2 scoreline on attack. And then immediately, even though it went to OT and they lost, it was still such a close map, and it was a phenomenal comeback from Asteria. But again, all of this is without Kohaibi. And so far for today, at least, it seems like Kohaibi has been the difference maker. The moment she joined, things immediately turned around. Like you mentioned, Tanisha leveled up. Capricious found her, footing back, and the rest of the team was able to play with them. The only person who seemed to have not changed was PT, but that's because PT has always been on another level since the beginning of this tournament, I would say. So definitely, L Streaks looking to make their comeback story and happen. And the second thing to note is that apart from this being L Streaks' pick, it is Bind, and Bind is a map where the best duelist arguably is going to be Race, because there is so much you can do with the Race. That Boombot can clear out hookah entirely by itself. That nade can prevent diffuses, can clear out all these sneaky corners such as U-hauls where somebody might be sitting with a judge, and of course, just a satcheling in on top of a truck and getting into U-hauls can almost always net you a kill, because nobody manages to expect it. Either way, though, I think that I'm really looking forward to seeing how Kohaibi is going to be playing this map, if she is going to be playing this map. And when it comes to Bind and agent compositions, I think, of course, the raise is necessary. Brimstone is ideally the best. Ideally, it is going to be a Brimstone, which is the best controller as well, because since Bind has such small sights, it is going to make things a bit easier when you're pushing into them. And the three smokes can go down immediately as well. So on Bind, but let's say L-Streaks is starting on attack today, they are going to be heading into A side. They will be able to smoke Heaven, smoke off U-hauls, and smoke off near truck as well, which means they can get the spike down without much ado if needed. Just for an example, however, the thing is that if S Sheiks manage to win this, we are going to be moving on to Icebox. And that, I think, again, it's going to come down to Capricious versus Muffin Loop, because Jet is a map made. I'm sorry, Icebox is a map made for Jet.
For sure, Capricious versus Jet is never going to end, and that has been the case of scenario since the first map until the third one. Let's see how everything is going to end up into the map of Bind. Because if I had to talk about Raze, as you mentioned, is going to be a very Raze is going to be one of the key agents to work out with on the map of. Bind. So now I would definitely want to see once again Meow 16 going as a duelist. She has done a commendable job here. Once again, if there is a case of repetition, I would want her to be seen as Raze. If not, still good to go, because double duelist setup is not going to work, is not going to function good in terms on the defender's side. And Asteria is going to initiate on the defender's side, and we very well know what happens when you build up a strong tower on the attacker side itself, and that is what exactly happened on the map, on the very first map, which was map of Haven, followed by the second map of Breeze, followed by the third map of Ascent. So it has been the day regime: 13-4, 13-6, 13-3. Last two rounds, definitely Team Asteria were trying to bring back up the momentum, but the buffer was way too huge. Come back now without any delay. We are heading for the agent selection about which player has chosen what.
Looking at it so far for the side of Team L Streaks, it is going to be Uzi Boozy who is switching to the Omen, which is interesting because so far we've seen her mostly play initiators on most of the maps. Last time we did see her go for a Sentinel. I think that she is just looking to expand her agent pick here. It's going to be Capricious on the Jet with her fellow duelist Kohaibi, like I mentioned, on the Raze. Again, Tanisha on her Sova. And after watching Tanisha play Sova on Ascent, I think that I feel very confident in watching her play. And of course, it's going to be PT, in fact, who is going in for the chamber here. This is the first, because so far in this tournament, we've seen PT go in for the Sage or, the Astra last game or the So. In fact, we've never seen her go in for the chamber, and this is going to be a first. I'm very excited to see this because PT, she has such clean aim, and when you put it on an agent like chamber, it's going to really echo. On the opposite side, though, it is going to be Shreya heading in for the Omen, Ritzy for a usual Sova, Muffin Loop, who is going to be going in for that KO, Meow 16k on the Race, and Eluvu on the chamber here. This is the same, I think, as they were running the last time they played Bind against this team. However, the changes have come in for the side of the attackers here, which is going to be El Sheik. And the last time they had a score of 10-2 on attack. Do you think they can do better, Tanya?
Let's hope they are able to do better, because if they are able to put a better show, they can equalize the score. If not, it is going to be very difficult to write a comeback story, and not every day is Sunday, which I've already mentioned. Let's see how everything functions well on the defender's side for Asteria, and I would really love to see about they are going to go great. Without
Sending
any
a
delay,
hand.
we are initiated to do it. They very much on Muffin with the double
One enemy
and
remaining.
a triple as well, and
Spike
Elu will
down
be able to
B.
get oh, that's
Flawless.
risky. With a clean sweep. What a flawless round on the defender's side on the map of mine. A perfect execution.
That was very fast. I have no idea what happened. I blinked and it seemed like it was gone. But Asteria finally taking a round pistol back. Last time we saw them struggling, and this time they are going to be taking it in their favor. So it is going to be 1-0 right now. The side of Elstrix here are going to be having only those classics to play with, which is going to put them at a disadvantage against 4 Spectres and 1 Marshal. And you might think that the Marshal is a cheaper weapon, but in the hands of Muffin Loop, it is devastating. We've all seen it before,
Teleport's ready.
whether it's against rifles, whether it's against anything else. It can prove to be absolutely phenomenal here. So it does seem like it's going to come down to just PT here, who does have that headhunter to work with, but nobody from Asteria seems to be peeking into it. If Meow 16K does decide to go towards long, it is going to be the peek and kill coming in for it. And yep, it is going to be Muffin though, who flicks onto PT instead, and is going to still be holding this angle, waiting for the Sova recon to come through and to be able to break it. Shreya as well doing a little bit of jump spotting towards shot, and smoke will come through Kohaibi's nade as well. Shreya is just going to be waiting to flash off it as she hears the jet dash.
And dead.
With that, Shreya's blind, perfectly done. 2 frags confirmed already. Walking through the smokes, walking through the blind. There's nothing that could have been done. Anything could have been done. But Uzi Boozy, you can be
enemy
taken
remaining.
down by Muffin Loop, and that is exactly what happens here. Last man standing. That man definitely has got a spike under control. Tanisha with only classic. But his answer here. Whiskey will not allow anything that can be done here with a clear score. 2-0 for Team Asteria, and now it is going to be a full buy for the team on the other side, L Streak right now, and this is exactly where I'm expecting the change of play and the 0 score to be broken down.
I mean, this is the round where Ilstrix has to make a difference, because they too have that upgraded bike coming in. And we've seen how devastating these players can be. Apart from Kohaibi as well, just all of them have such good aim. PT, Capricious, and Tanisha, looking at the last game, Woozy Woozy as well. The trades coming in are really good from her, so they have to try and make this work. Neither team has any ultimates ready, and this is what I was describing. Kohaibi with that boom bot, able to single-handedly clear out Hookah. In the meantime, though, it's going to be the recon for long, coming through and spotting nobody, as Meow 16K will be able to break it in time. But the Sova drone will come in and tag at least one player. The nade will also be a giveaway that there's at least one more player. And this is a face-off I'm excited to see as well. Meow 16K versus Kohaibi, both on their race here. A lot of damage being taken by Meow 16K, but she is able to satchel away and stay alive. 1 bullet away from the demise, and that knife is going to hit at least one player. That's going to be Kohaibi suppressed. No satcheling in for her for the next few seconds. But 5v5, 1 minute left on the clock. Everybody's still alive here. To surprise. PT will go down though. Shreya and Muffin Loop each getting a kill. Caprice is finally getting a trade, and the spike is going to be dropped here. Kohaibi will be spotted though. It's going to be tagged up, goes for the reload with the spike still here. Advantage for the side of Asteria right now, even if they don't have the rifles quite yet.
Advantage going into the favor of Team Asteria. Spike under the control, side control yet to achieve, and with 3 players, will they be able to do that though? On the other side as well, we do spot total of 4 players alive,
30
but now
seconds left.
in very low
Healing
HP.
area.
So surviving was also a miracle there, using catches
enemy
right on
remaining.
time. But look at a Luvu
Spike
bot or
down
spray
B.
taking a double with only 1 player remaining. I think the player will go ahead for the savior of the weaponry, and Uzi Boozy coming into the crosshair of
10 seconds
Shreya,
left.
but still Shreya will be the person who is going to be taken down, holding her position, and only 5 seconds to work out with. It is all about time game. She should be able to save the Phantom though. I don't think she should reveal herself, but she is going to. Elu is going to get 1 more frag for herself with only 11 HP left, and third consecutive round, and full buy round by Team L Streak is gone now.
Finally, it is going to be Elstreak, on the back foot here, because they are only going to have pistols to come in. Especially the skill from Sheyuvu was so important. PT thought she had a free walk-in, but unfortunately A-side was still taken. And man, that push from Britzy and Eluvu, pushing through the smokes to try and take them down, wearing down the time. But that is some classic Asteria gameplay coming in, and something that was really, really necessary. Muffin Loop is back to her tricky ways as well, because she has got her operator yet again here, and counter boom bots hitting each other, not doing any damage. The nade though will in fact tag both of these players up a little bit, not doing too much damage. It is going to be just a little bit of armor lost in Kohai. He's going to be falling back here. Britzy will peek from behind the truck, taking down a fellow Sova. A lovely headshot coming in. That's going to be a Sova to fight that. And it's going to be 4v5 right now in the favor of Team Asteria, because even though Elstrix it does have 4 players left, the chamber is not looking very healthy at all. PT with just a sliver of HP remaining to a name.
Let's see how are they going to go ahead. Well, this is not Elstree which we saw in the map of Ascent, and look at Eluvo. Every single time she's getting her double muffin, always hold this angle, no matter with the marshal, no matter with the operator, and you cannot risk moving into this pre long. And if you dare to, you have to have a face off against Muffin Loop. Last player standing, that is going to be Kohaibi, and Ace is never easy. No matter even if you have a showstopper ready, our position is revealed already with the sheriff shot, and it is going to be a push from all different angles. 4 consecutive rounds going into the favor of Team Asteria, 4-0 by Elstree. What strategies do they need to change? I don't know, but they need to change something. And I would say they need to go 5 stack rather going 1-by-1 duel. I think that is where they are losing players early on.
Definitely a very rough time coming in for the side of Elstrix here, because it is going to be 4-0 and finally they will have a full buy on board. Oh my god, looking at the replay, I feel really bad for Kohaibi because she's getting sprayed out from 2 people towards A side and one more person who's backstabbing her as well. Anyway though, we are heading into the 5th round of this matchup, and it looks like they want to go in for a push towards the A side. PT though on the left is gonna catch Muffin Loop, and that's gonna be the operator taken out of the game here. Meanwhile though, Shreya with the judge is gonna be taking out Capricious. Britzy taking a kill as well, but Kohaibi is there for the trade. Uzi takes on Iluvu as well. Just 1 player is left towards his move here. Shreya trying to go for the gun, but failing to does have Sheriff to play with, but Kohaibi will take her down. All down to just Meow 16. And she is left all alone here. I think that she is going to be on the flank as well, and they expect it because the chamber trap has been broken. And it's going to be Meow 16k who has to take on PT first. PT though will take a lot of damage, but still holds the angle and will take her down. Finally, the first round on the board for Elstrix. A very quick round in fact, and even though Shreya was able to take one, it wasn't good enough. That is going to be Elstrix finally breaking their L streak.
This is a good one though. PT now finally coming into the action as well, has got a tour de force which can be utilized. So is from the shadows from Uzi Boozy and Bladestorm from Capricious. On the other side, we have got Null Command as well as tour de force that can be activated, and Britz is going to be just 1 ult orb away or 1 frag away from the Hunter's Fury, and same goes for Shrev for from the shadows. Mia has got long way to go for the ultimate to get ready. Eluvo started placing its traps. It's slow. It's teleporters. Then you again going with the same play, going with the blinds and then the push. But this time the push is not going to work. Capricious with the judge. Now this can be proven deadly. Let's see if that is going to be a case of scenario or no. For now, Tanisha is going to get 1 frag on attempt of getting 1. Eluvu is going to get 1 EV. It's going to use CP immediately and it's going to survive.
It comes down to what Capricious can do here, because I don't know if they expect her to be playing this close. The shock darts were thrown in towards this U-Haul, but it might not be enough here. If anybody does not check this corner, it's gonna be really, really rough for them. And I think Shreya realizes the risk of that, because she is going to be falling back, not pushing in. Will take down Kohaibi, and it's gonna be just 2 players left right now. Make that 1, all down to just Capricious here alone in that U-Haul. Her position is known as well, I think, and it is going to be just her stuck. 42 seconds left on the clock. I don't know what she can do here, because she only has that judge in play. We'll hear the shots coming through, but I think she expects it to be bait, and she will have to make a choice where to push. Will get 1, but pulls out the knife at the wrong time, and Shreya will clean it up. A 3k for her, and the 5th round on board for Asteria, who are really doing a good job at the defense here.
I don't know, we usually don't see the spray of Vandal. Shreya portrayed a good show of the spray coming in from Vandal. Usually what we see is going for a burst mode on. But it was a commendable one coming in from Shreya. 2 frags already, and it was all about the 3rd that she had to gain. It was all about 1 player, which was Britzy, engaging the last man, which is Capricious for now. And Rest was a clean sweep coming in from Shreya. 5-1 is the score line right now, and no ultimates have been used except for talking about Team
First
Mysterio. They've got a
play.
total of four ultimates ready. And as soon as I say that, we are seeing tour efforts being activated. Muffin is also ready. Hostiles detected with that 0 point, and grenades will also come into the action. This looks a tad bit aggressive coming in from Team Asteria. They don't want to allow the site entry.
They definitely don't want to do that because it is going to be Meow 16K in this angle who will be pushed off of it, in fact, with that nade and paranoia coming through. But Muffin, she still has that operator, will miss the second shot. Oh my god, that ult from Muffin is going to save the round, as it is going to be the null command popped and taking out the showstopper. However, it's not going to be enough because nevertheless it is going to be the frenzy of all things taking her down here. The operator available as well. It's going to come down to Blitzy here, who is going to be going down to Tanisha. 3v4 right now. Yeah, make that a 2v4 as the KO is going to die. It's going to be just Shreya left as along with
enemy remaining.
the chamber, and they are going to close this round out. Wow, Shreya just pushed through, and that was going to be free. To be fair, it wasn't eco, but there were 3 ults committed, and what looked like a round that was definitely going in Elstreak's favor. That 4v2 just flipped around like that.
Well, I would give a little extra credits to Meow here for using the null command to stop the showstoppers activity, and they lost Meow on the course, and then comes Shreya and her Vandal functioning about right on time, and I think everything was online later on. Shreya, the only player out of all 10 playing into the double digit figure in terms of frags with only 2 deaths. She is currently maintaining a 5 KDA. Let's see how long can she maintain, though. Right now the score lines are going to be 6-1, and this is, if at all they win this map, they win the title of WD Cup Season 3 Luna Tournament, and it does look flawless at the moment, without a doubt. Is it going to be so flawless or not? Tanisha trying to drone in, get the view, and once again at the same positioning, today I spotted a dash. Will be not saving Capricious whatsoever. Hunter's Fury is also coming to the action, but Tanisha will take down Shreya finally. Without Shreya, it does look a little possible, but now Elu will come into the action. Ritzy as
Spike
well.
down
Now
A.
2 more players
One enemy remaining.
Oh, High B is also taken down. It is all up to last
Spike's here.
player standing, and let's see how long can the player stand. Boozy it is.
I don't know how she's alive. Gets 2 somehow, but Britzy, she will peek and take her down. For a second, it looked like there was a chance at a clutch because it was Oozy Boozy. And, I think that she did have her ult as well. So if she could have grabbed the spike and teleported over to B side, there might have been a chance. But sadly, it seems like that's not going to be the case. Shreya, that peek was really, really good towards you also, because I did not expect her to peek that. When she was tagged, especially with the Hunter's Fury being thrown towards her, she decided that if I'm going down, I'm taking one more player with me. And she decided to peek off of that. Now, it is going to be a full buy yet again for the side of Elstreak, so it's not really over for them yet. They do have an ultimate to play with, but on the opposite side, it's going to be the tour de force available for Eluvu, as well as some more ultimates for Asteria, which make this round look very, very rough for the side Elstreaks here. The advantage is overwhelmingly in Asteria's favor. However, the thing is that Bind is a map which can be proved to be very aggressively defensive sided. Shreya already getting a kill, starting things off, and 4v5.
Spike down
They
A.
will get one frag, but now the lead has completion. Are going to get one each, but the Savior is still surviving, and survival was a fight. IB is going to put her to shut down. It is a fight of the equals, 2 versus 2, and the spike will be planted now.
Planted.
Trying to enter the site, shall be able to get one pick for sure, but will she be allowed? Tanisha being very low in HP and realize the positioning. Immediately Paint
One
Shell will
enemy
come into the
remaining.
action, and the frag with the Paint Shell will also get herself a frag boom bot deployed to get the positioning. Muffin has got different plans. She is entirely going through the shards. Pohaibi is trying to get an angle from which side the enemies are going to pop in. 0 point will reveal his positioning, and over here the spike is starting to get confused. Let's see if that was a false step. Indeed it was. And ultimately it is going to be Pohaibi clutching it out with that grenade popping in. Now I was on the verge of calling it out, Zach, that it was a perfect top round going into the favor of Team Asteria, and the grenade taking down the last player, Muffin, for now. And it is 7-2. Though still flawless, but an interesting round. Grenades taking the frags rather the guns.
I mean, I believe you call that a martyrdom perk in games like COD. Koebi showing that she has more than one game in her mind as she gets that kill. To be fair though, that was an insane headshot by her in the first place to get Muffin down to that low level of HP. And it is going to be her clutching it out. That positioning from her, was just flawless and really doing a phenomenal job for the rest of the team. Meanwhile, though, it is going to be the aggressive angle coming in for both these players. And again, Muffin taking a little bit of damage from the nade. 3 players in fact playing under this hookah angle. And Muffin, she's still going to be stuck here. That smoke will come through. And it is going to, in fact, save the side of Elstreak here as they push their way forward. Knife will come through as well. Will detect some players. But it's going to be Meow 16K who gets detected. And will get both kills somehow with that showstopper. That is going to be the dash into elbow as well. And it's going to be PT getting 1. Meow 16K going down to Capricious, making it a 3v3 right now. Elubu getting 1 and Britzy getting 2. For what looked like a close round was in fact going to be going to Asteria again, and it's going to be an 8-2 half right now.
Well, I would say that we usually call it in Hindi that showstopper ka hai ye jalwa, and that jalwa was coming in from Meow 16K, a perfect one. She's only got 4 frags, 1 with the grenade, 2 right now from showstopper, and 1 definitely with the weapon. She is not being exactly what she is about the duelist role, but she is getting the frag that's when required and much key frags required. I think they are doing a very good work on the defender side. They have got a buffer of 6 points already. 8-2 is the score line, and the players of Team L3 are looking a little committed on side 8.
It does seem like an A push, and it seems like it's gonna be a little bit of an eco as well, because you only see classics in the hands of these players. They want to take this to a 9-3 at least and prevent the 10-2. They are saving up for it. They do have that headshot pin. PT coming in though. That's gonna be the operator out of play. But Elubu, she does have the flank, and that's gonna be the spike drop. Koebi though and Capricious are getting some kills as well. So these 2 players remaining will have to just hold down the spike here. That is all they have to do, because even if the round is in their favor, the spike is not an Elubu. That's going to be a chamber diff as she gets that wall back shot. It's going to be 3v2 right now. But the spike, that is still going to be dropped here. The ult will be popped from Koebi. And you can see these girls running for their lives here. Satchel's coming through. 48 seconds left on the clock. And they will have to try and make their way forward here. And eventually coming to the opposite side. Elubu getting 3. Elubu getting 4. It's going to come down to just Capricious here in a 1v2. And look at her position. She's coming all the way around. But Meow 16K, she expects this and is going to get that kill. For a second, it looked like, the side of Elstreaks had that in that 4v2, but sadly for them, the spike was dropped, and that is going to be Asteria taking an overwhelming lead here. 9-2 right now.
9-2, and is it going to be a 10-2 or is it going to be a curse score line 9-3? Well, whatever it is going to be, Team Asteria is looking into a very good form, and it is a map of bind chosen by Team L-Streak, and they have written a good story cover previously in terms during the qualification stages, and this is the grand finals. They're not going to leave any stones unturned, and they are once again L-Streak trying to push in through A main, and this is the fear of Muffin that they are not pushing it through B, because they very well know they have got the economy with the operator. It looks a little more than scary. They are giving some pot shots, and the pot shots are not going to work out no matter what. Gadgets are getting destroyed, and the players are getting revealed. Blade Storm is also activated through the smoke. Fritzy will be able to get 1 frag. Capricious is also going to take down Elubu, reducing it to a 4v4 battle. Not for so long. Britz is going to get double. Blade Storm is going to take down Shreyu, reducing it to a 3 versus 3.
3v3 indeed.
Spike down A.
2v2 as Britzy will take down Uzi Boozy as well, but the trades are quick and the A side is free. However, again, these two players are going to be on the flank, and I think Tanisha expects that. We'll hear the nade coming through, and yep, they should just go for the CT if not the B side. The plant will come through on the CT here, and I know that there's 1 player backstab. I don't know if they know there's both, and yep, now they do. That's gonna be both communities being spotted there, and Tanisha, she has to win this fight towards the small area here, because both of them are going to be pushing her, and she's gonna be spotted. The flashbang coming through here, dodges it, gets 1, tries to get the second, goes forward but will go down. Meow 16K versus Capricious here, 1v1 for this fight, to whether it's going to be a 10-2 or a 9-3 here, and Meow 16K has to be really careful. Expects the player to be towards heaven, but she is not faking. She is just going to be sticking it, and Capricious, you have to peek or else it's going to be a round for Asteria. But at the last second, that is going to be a peek coming through, and the round going finally for L-Streaks.
Streak, the scoreline will be 9-3. Cursed or not cursed, I really don't know that. But the performances coming in from Eluvu is once again commendable. She is outshining out of all of her teammates. She did good in map of Breeze as well, but she was beautifully doing well in the map of Ascent, continuing it towards the bind as well. But talking on the other end, where is Hybe and Capricious, the deadly duelist duo, hopping in? When are they jumping in? On the defender side, let's hope we get to see that duo coming into the action, because if not now, there's going to be never. They are Team Asteria is just 3 steps away to getting to match point, and 1 step away towards going into the double digit club. And lots of ghosts spotted, total of 4 coming in on the defender side, 2 coming in on the attacker side.
Yep, it does seem like Asteria have an overwhelming advantage, a 6-round lead in fact, and for the side of Elstrix to make anything work, they have to take this pistol going forward. However, their lineup is especially suited for defensive comp here, I would say. If they can play off of Eluvu and Capricious being aggressive here, I'm sorry, not Eluvu, sorry, Capricious and Kuhaibi being aggressive here so far, it seems like they want to go towards the A side. Muffinlow clearing out all these close angles, already has shower control, and still does have that 0 point to get some information with. In the meantime though, towards B is going to be some utility spotted and spammed, and they have control of both shot
Here.
as well as everything else here. Eluvu is going to spot at least one player, tries to get the jump peak, tries to try and fall back, but the problem is Muffinlow, I don't know if the expected position, is going to throw the knife. Yep, that is going to be her known here, and Koibi is going to be spotted as well. The smoke will in fact let these players cross over. Muffin spamming the smoke, and Meow should be able to get the plant down without much further ado. That is going to be a 5v5 retake in this pistol round.
5v5 retake on the pistol round is even more difficult to endure, to survive, but Meow is going to get a double for herself, a single for herself, and the second one comes in from Shreya. Britz is going to get the third one. The players are falling like fleas one by one, reducing to the last man surviving, which Meow doesn't want to survive furthermore. With that, it is going to be an Asteria's entry towards the double-digit club and 2 points away towards the match point. A smooth sailing ship. Is it going to be any storm that Team L Streak is trying to create? Because if not created now, if there's no room of opportunity, they can do it later. Bucky will come into the action from Uzi Boozy, 3 Spectres coming in from Capricious, Kohaibi and Tanisha respectively. On the other side, all 5 Spectres for all 5 players.
The force has to be there, because if you let Asteria take this round, that's going to be 11-3 and an almost impossible scoreline to come back from. And that's the thing, you can't let them have this map, because if you do, that's going to be 3-1 GG end of the grand finals here, and you want to take it to Icebox. PT will be peeking aggressively, will be forced to fall back, will have that teleport to go away from that rendezvous, helping keep her alive, but she will have to still try and get a headshot here. That paranoia though is going to be perfect and push her off the angle. Still playing close here though, and will be watching the wrong spot, because Meow 16K is gonna just push in and get that kill. Meow 16K supremely feeling herself here on this map. Extremely confident plays coming in from her, and that is going to be the drone spotting or at least one player as well. Meow and Britzy towards the CT here, getting 1 kill. Muffin taking out Tanisha. Is going to be a 2v4 retake right now. And Shreya, she's going to be making some more confusion as she makes that TP sound with that shadow step, and it's going to be Intentions versus Shreya here. Shreya will hit the flick. Just 1 player left right now, Uzi Boozy, and it's going to be Muffin cleaning it up. 11-3 right now. The 4th spot going in the favor of Elstrix, and things look really bad for them, I would say.
Things are looking very hazy, very difficult, and I think they are stuck in the storm now, with 1 point away from match point for Asteria and a long buffer for the on the map of mine. Nothing is working correct for Team L Streak, and there shows no sign of improvement as well. Capricious once again as duelist, she is doing all her responsibility very nicely, very cleanly, very clearly, but there is much more to that needs to be done. And if you have a look at 5-stack entry coming in on the side of B, Chambers floor trap are placed by
Trap
PT
destroyed.
and gadgets are destroyed. They get a easier control on side B. There's nothing that can stop them. PT will also go a little passive, doesn't want to reveal, doesn't want to get eliminated, and they get a side control, and they are going to immediately plant. Muffin will be the player who's going to plant the spike.
It is going to be the spike going down, and again a 5v5 situation. We saw this kind of gameplay right before the last time they were on bind. The same kind of smoke towards hookah and the same kind of rush towards long. They just don't care as they manage to go in. And while all the 5 players are still somehow alive, it's going to be Capricious and Shreya trading each other out very quickly, and Shreya peeping back here, trying to get the smoke back down. Meow 16K will take down Uzi Boozy as well, and that is going to be Capricious again with the trade. Eluvo taking on Capricious. These kills are going so fast in either direction, it's so hard to track it. Just 2 players left right now for the side of Elstrix. PT gets 1. The spike is still down though, and the clock is ticking. Eluvo and Meow 16K will close things out. That's going to be match point for Asteria, series point, and just 1 round away from winning this entire thing.
Match point.
Match point, series point, title point, whatever you call it, it is the time where they are going to get crowned. Will they be allowed to go get crowned immediately within this round, or is it going to be a long way to go still? Because the hopes definitely climbs up. If you have a look at the weaponry, 5 vandals with full shields, definitely on the side of Asteria has got a level up on terms of weaponry. But on the other side as well, we are going to spot total of two judges, one coming in from Uzi Buzi and one coming in from Tanisha. Which angles are they planning to hold on to? Kohaibi sending a paint shell now, holding on to it. There's nothing that is coming to the action except for 5-stack push, 4-stack push from the shower side, and the boom bot will be revealing the position. And Kohaibi on the course will take down Meow, reducing it to a 4 players remaining. Eluvo will trade out players immediately, and the player, if I'm not mistaken, it is PT with very low in HP.
Oh no, they haven't got Capricious yet. She's gonna get 1. They'll get 2 as well.
Down
And it's
A.
gonna come down to a 2v2 again. Tanisha and Capricious both looking very healthy. Eluvo too, she's on 18 HP
Last
and she
player
has to try and make
standing.
this work. But she does get a kill somehow, in fact. And it's gonna be Shreya though who gets the TP, and Eluvo with a 4K is
Attackers
gonna
win.
close things out for Asteria. What looked like Elstrix was finally gonna get around. It is gonna be Asteria who win map number 4, winning the entire grand finals with a score of 3-1 right now. And we have something exciting for you. Tanya, you want to tell them what it is?
For sure, it is going to be WD Black Cup Season 3 AMG Luna champions Asteria. Congratulations for winning this beautiful tournament, beautiful event all the way through. They dominated. They went for the very first slot into the grand finals, and they are the finishers. And just like Shreya using the own says, I am the beginning, I am the end. Asterias are the beginning and Asterias are the end. Congratulations on winning this commendable cup in terms of having a lot of hard work, lot of preparation, and everything you did was just about right.
Definitely, ladies and gentlemen, we have our winners for today. The champions of WD Black Cup Season 3 Valorant Luna, powered by AMD, esports partner Skyesports Gaming. It is Team Asteria, like Taria mentioned, winning this grand final with a score of 3-1. For a second, it looked like Elstreak had the momentum back, but the initial pressure, the initial lead from Asteria was too much, both in the tournament as well as in this last map. And I feel really bad for them because throughout this tournament, they have put up a phenomenal performance as well. The only time they lost is going to be against Asteria, and it's going to be Asteria and Lest again. But it is going to be them on the runner-up. So let's take a look at them. Our runner-ups for this tournament, Luna is going to be Elstreaks. A really, really good try coming in from them. A really good performance as well, and a lot of good plays. If they had Kohaibi from the beginning today, I think that we would have seen the first map coming in. But nevertheless, it is going to be them taking a map, and the map they took, what a dominating performance it was as well, with a score of 13-3.
The toughest competition for all other teams were none other than Team Elstreak. The way they have been performing, the way they had a topsy-turvy track, the way they had to struggle through the roller coaster to reach towards the grand finals, I think they did a commendable job, but left a little away from the winning title. Maybe sure next time, because this is just the beginning coming in from WD Cup. WD Black Cup Season 3, Season 4 is also lined up, powered by AMD Esports partner for sure. It is Skyesports. And to stay tuned up, all you got to do is follow all the social media mentioned into the description. You don't have to miss that, because if you do, you are going to miss about the excitement, how early you want to know about which teams are participating, and you can also participate as well. So make sure you follow all the details, you follow all the socials, and especially on the YouTube, you have to follow, keep yourself up to date, because this tournament, female professional playing only tournament, is the initiative taken by Skyesports, and this is something that was totally powered by AMD WD Black Cup Season 3. Luna, thank you for giving me this opportunity to having to cast these beautiful ladies. They were commendable in place. I hope I gave my justice, and Zach, it was great having to share the caster desk with you.
I mean, definitely, Tanya. It's always a pleasure. And my God, was this a tournament to watch because there were so many exciting matches, so many amazing plays coming in. And like Tanya mentioned, don't miss out. You have to follow the socials for Sky Esports on Instagram as well as the YouTube. Follow the Twitter as well. And yeah, you would want to do that because there is going to be a very exciting tournament which is being hosted be the VCC. But before we go on to that, it is going to be the prize pool as well, which you already spoken about in the beginning of this. It is going to be the first place, $1,000. I think it's something like 85,000, 80,000. I'm not sure about the conversion rate, but that is going to be going to Asteria, who have undoubtedly deserved it. They have, managed to win every single matchup in this tournament so far. They haven't been pushed into the loser bracket at all. So that is going to be Asteria, who are taking the first place. Second place going to Team L Streaks with so $450, a really commendable performance. There were a few ups and downs for them, but they gave some steady competition and they do deserve the second place as well. And of course, third place and fourth. And I think Orangutan, who are going to be fourth with that $275 for each. And of course, whoever did make it to the playoffs, they are going to be getting 5, 6, 7, and 8, $200 each. But Tanya, it's finally, we're going to be getting that grand reveal for this tournament soon. Who is that MVP? What do you think?
PT deserves to be the MVP. The way she has been preparing herself, the way she has been leveling up, the way she has been performing, I think PT should be the one who can be given an extra title of most valuable player. But is it going to be the case of scenario or no? That only time will tell us. But who is it going to be? If you had to just give a random guess, who do you think deserves the title of MVP apart from PT? Because we know about her, she has been commendable from the starting days until now towards the grand finals.
I mean, apart from PT, it would probably have to be someone from Asteria. And that someone for me would have to be Muffin Loop. She's been one of my favorite players since the beginning of when I started playing this game. That's personal bias. But apart from that, in this tournament as well, she has always been putting up an insane performance. But today, seems like she has some stiff competition because even though overall, if Muffin Loop was leading above Meow 16K, it is going to be Meow 16K who was MVP on Bind, who did a great job on Breeze as well. So I think that she will be looking to steal it from her own teammates. So yeah, I think it's gonna be one of these three players. It's going to be Elu as well though in the contention because now that I remember, she
Yeah.
did get quite a few MVP titles. So it's gonna be one of these three, one of these four, in fact, PT, Muffin Loop, Meow 16K, or Muffin Loop here. And yeah, I think we will be having that announced on our social. So guys, again, make sure you do follow. Anyway, we are gonna be signing off for the day today. It is me, Zach. With me here is Star Tanya. This is the WD Black Cup Season 3 Luna tournament for female players in South Asia. And what a tournament it was. Powered by AMD, esports partner Sky Esports. And make sure you do follow our socials because we have a lot of exciting tournaments coming up for you very, very soon. Thank you.